Check.
I think
1, 2,
Alan's
3.
dead.
1, 2, 3.
I'm not dead, I'm here.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. My mic
We've
just
just got
decided
Alan.
to.
Keep saying 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Good afternoon, ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, toasters, whatever you identify as, and welcome to this British Under-21 final at Glasgow. I'm Alan McNally, and I am joined in the box tonight by Mr. Scunny TV, former Scunny TV, Dan Palmer, and Mr. Dylan Hodges, as well as Mr. Callum Gill. Good evening, gents.
It's afternoon,
Good eve-
Alan.
Good afternoon, Alan.
Man.
It's
Did I
afternoon.
not say afternoon?
No, you said evening.
But-
Evening doesn't come at
Apologies.
1:30 in the afternoon.
Apologies.
Alan,
Apologies.
the sun is shining in Scunthorpe. It is 100% afternoon, mate.
All right. Well, let's look ahead to the lineup anyway for today's British Under-21 final, which sees at number 1 representing Oxford Spires and Oxford Cheetahs, Mr. Ashton Bowsion. Some might describe him as the next big thing, but he has beaten the likes of ex-world champion Jason Doyle and Chris Harris on several occasions this season, and a dark horse for sure who loves the Ashfield track. As we move on to number 2, Mr. Ben Trigger of the Red Cabears and Middlesbrough Tigers. He's an up-and-coming young gentleman, steadily progressing with the Red Cabears and has been mentored by Gary Havelock. He's raced for his home club, the Plymouth, and he may not have been one of the fancy contenders last season. I'm sure Mr. Trigger can throw some surprises in there. At number 3, it was Max James originally, but he's had to pull out, but has been replaced by Steam Piper, of the Scunthorpe Stags. Seen who's riding at his home National Northern Junior League circuit. He shouldn't trouble the high scorers, but I'm sure he'll be looking to put a good shift in. At number 4, we've got Sam Hagan of the Leicester Lions, Pool Pirates, and Bellevue Colts. One of the busiest riders this season. If he's not the busiest, he's certainly been flying this season, and he has to be considered as one of the favourites today. At number 5, we've got Mickey Simpson of the Scunthorpe /Sheffield Prowlers. He's been around a few years as Mickey, but not quite had his breakthrough yet. I don't think he'll trouble the big scorers, but I'm sure he can give a surprise or two along the way. At number 6, we've got Plymouth Gladiators and Leicester Lions Cubs' Joe Thompson. Was a little bit unlucky to get dropped by Leicester in the Premiership, but he's done enough laps around the opposition riders today, and I'm sure he'll be a spoiler in here and a potential dark horse. At number 7, we've got Birmingham Brummies and Glasgow Tigers' Leon Flint. Hopefully can use his home track knowledge for today's meeting and should be one of the fancied riders to win this. He's had a bit of an inconsistent season, but we're using this to build some confidence around the track. At number 8 is Dan Thompson of the Ipswich Witches and Plymouth Gladiators. He's really in form just now and had a really impressive season. He'll be one of the red-hot favourites for the title today, because he came so agonisingly close last year. He'll be wanting to go one step further, I'm sure, today. At number 9, it's Vinnie Ford of the Leicester Lion Cubs. He's very impressive round his home track of Leicester. Not sure he's fancied really round here, but I'm sure he could throw in a few surprises along the way. Number 10, we've got Jake Mulford of the Redcar Bears and Middlesbrough Tigers. He's had a decent start to the season, to be fair, as Jake, but I'm not sure he's going to be one of the fancied riders today. But again, don't be surprised to see him in the semi-finals. I think he could get there. Number 11 is Luke Harrison of the Scunthorpe Scorpions and Scunthorpe Stags. He's been impressive for the Scorpions in 2024 and is riding triple his average. Won't have done many laps around Glasgow, but I reckon he could be a dark horse and should certainly make the semi-finals. At number 12 of the Berwick Bandits and Bellevue Colts, we've got Freddie Hodder. He started the season like a rocket. He's tailed off a little bit, but he's been consistently high scoring at National League level. Won't be considered a fancied a contender to win, but I'm sure he can throw a surprise or two. At number 13 is Nathan Ablett of the Scunthorpe Scorpions and Scunthorpe Stags. He's got a knee and ankle injury he picked up yesterday at Berwick, but I'm sure I don't know that we'll see the best of Nathan this afternoon, but he'll be determined to give it a good go and hopefully can make the semi-finals and be even a contender for the title if his afternoon goes all well considering his injury. At number 14, we've got home rider Ace Piper of the Glasgow Tigers and Scunthorpe Stags. It's been a steady season for Ace, who helped Glasgow to the league title last year, but I don't think he'll be a contender for the title today, but we'll look to use his home track knowledge to bring a surprise or two. At number 15 is Jodie Scott of the Oxford Chargers. She's having did having a very good National League campaign with Oxford, and it was the same last season. Unfortunate not to get a Cav Direct Championship spot so far, but I'm sure she'll be looking to put herself in the shop window for one today. At number 16, the final rider is Luke Colleen of the Oxford Cheetahs and Oxford Chargers. He's moved from the reserve to main body for the Cheetahs and is enjoying riding the Glasgow circuit, so considered a dark horse for today's championship. And our two reserves are Dad Wortfield of the Bellevue Colts, who's the first reserve, and second reserve is Sam McGurk of the Workington Comets and Edinburgh Academy. So, gents, don't know if you want to pick your rider to watch. I'll start with you, Mr. Palmer, if you're there.
You've got to look at Dan Thompson. Top scored for Plymouth last night, and he's riding on the chest of a wave at the moment, and he'd certainly be my pick to win. But then you've got to think, obviously, Flinty in a slightly easier environment around his home track's got to look at, at least challenging for making the final. But yeah, it should be a good meeting. You know, the track looks all right. It's just being watered now, as we can see on BSN. Go and buy your pass while it's available, and then watch it on mute and listen to us. But yeah, no, it should be a good meeting.
Mr. Hodgetts, you're a man to watch.
Maybe a little bit of bias here, but I'm going to say Flinty. You've probably seen him around Ashfield more than I have, but he seems to be settling into the season now after not quite as good a start as he'd like. I think he will feel a bit of the pressure from the home supporters, but I think he's more than capable of going out there and doing it. But he'll have some competition from Dan Thompson. I'd also expect Joe Thompson to be there or thereabouts. Struggled in the Premiership before being released by Leicester, but in the Championship and National League he's flying, and these are the sort of riders, barring Flinty and Dan Thompson and Ashton, that I'll be coming up against in those leagues. So yeah, I think Flinty wins, but it'll be a very good looking meeting, I think.
And Mr. Steele, if you're there.
Carl's not there at the moment.
Was he not? Oh, well,
R.I.P. in pieces.
R.I.P. pieces. And my rider to watch, I'm gonna go for. You know what? I'm gonna go for an interesting one. I'm going for Luke Harrison. He was really good round Berwick last night, and if he can bring the form he had round Berwick last night to Glasgow today, he certainly will be one to watch today. And I think he'll certainly put in a good shift today against the rest of them. Oh, that's really all from me. So I'll pass over to our commentary team today of Mr. Dan Palmer and Mr. Dylan Hodgetts. Over to you, gents.
Thanks, Al.
We found Alan's new job. Alan is our presenter.
I just had a quick look in the YouTube comments. Craig Hill said, logging off because I heard Alan's on.
And then he's commented twice since, so he didn't log off for very long.
No. you know the real men were back.
But yeah, it's quite interesting, and this lineup, Craig's also going for Sam Hagan and Mickey Simpson to score well.
Sam Hagan, could be a real contender today. But it's like, you look at the lineup and there's like 6 or 7 that could easily go on and win it.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm very surprised Alan didn't say Ace Piper or Leon Flint as his man to watch. We know we like to be neutral on here, but it is difficult sometimes to not look at your own rider. But and for you, your 2 representatives in this meeting from Scunny Palmer both took a knock last night.
Technically speaking, I've got 5 representatives in this.
3 from your National League team and 2 from the Championship
5
team.
5 from the National League team, and 2 of them obviously been.
The card have both.
But
yeah, Luke and Nathan took a bit of a knock last night each.
Yeah, I think Luke's absolutely fine. He did walk back to the pits after his Heat 14 spill at Berwick last night. As for Nathan, I'm not gonna lie, I'm very, very surprised he's riding today, because he could hardly walk last night. So yeah, I'm very surprised to see Nathan in the lineup today, and I wish him all the very best.
Craig Hurl says he couldn't stay away. What a man!
It's all right. The Scottish is gone now, so you can understand normal people on here tonight.
We will be bringing Alan and Carl in at certain intervals. After each block of races, we'll speak to one or the other, just to get their thoughts on it and to give me and Palmer a little bit of a rest on the old voice box.
Yeah, we're going to need it, because unlike normal, that we normally have 15 races, we've got 22 to cover for you this afternoon.
In 20-degree weather where we're all sat in the house.
Get a fan mush.
I'd rather be sat in the sun getting a tan.
And just a quick one for those that wish to know the format for today's meeting. You've got your bog standard 20 qualifying races. First and second in the overall standings go straight through to the grand final, with third, fourth, fifth, and sixth going into the semi-final, and then the top two from the semi-final going direct to the final as well.
Well, we've just got a quick couple of minutes. Big news coming out this weekend. Jason Doyle's season is over.
Gutted for him, because he really did look like a contender for the world title this year. You know, he was putting Bartos under some pressure. So yeah, really gutted for Doyley. But hopefully, you know, he can heal up soon and come back fitter and stronger next year.
Another bit of news from Birmingham. Freddie Lindgren's debut delayed due to visa issues.
RIP Speedway friends, because that would have made it a hell of a lot more of a big debate between Speedway fans than what it already is. That's all I'm saying on the matter.
And Brexit has caused a few issues.
Brexit means Brexit. Yeah, no, it's the thing now, isn't it? You know, signing overseas riders has become so much harder with Brexit, and yeah.
And obviously, your team were in action last night at Berwick. Also, last night the Grand Prix in the Czech Republic at Prague, won by Martin Vasilik.
Yeah, I'd decided actually last night I was going to watch the GP, and then I was going to watch the Berwick meeting afterwards, and I think I saw the first 9 heats of the Grand Prix and got bored. So I switched over to Berwick, and you know, I am so glad I did. I'm not gonna lie, there were a few tears as well last night.
That's what a win at Berwick means.
It's not necessarily the fact that we won at Berwick; it's just a fashion of how we did it. You know, obviously, going from 7 riders down to 5, not taking anything away from Berwick because they lost Jai Etheridge, but you know, it's just the togetherness of Scunny. We managed to pull through, and to get an unlikely win was something special, and it certainly shut the keyboard warriors up from last time.
And the word on the street is potential broken collarbone for Palm Toft. How does that affect the Scunny plans going forward?
It's going to be a massive miss. And, you know, obviously the options are either to run guests or RR, which is the route I would go down. I wouldn't bother trying to sign somebody on a 28-day deal, just because, you know, we all know if you get a new person into a team, that can either increase or upset the team morale. And, you know, this team's got a special bond as it is already. You know, you wouldn't want to mess that up.
And a lot of that bond comes from the skipper, from Simon Lambert. He kind of epitomises that bond, doesn't he, as the captain?
Yeah, 100%. But you know, it's not just Simon that does it. You know, Kyle's big on being a team man, and Connor's big on being a team man, and you know, both reserves this year, Luke and Nathan, have both benefited from just being able to go up to absolutely anybody in the Scunny pits, whether it be a rider or somebody else's mechanic, or even having David Howe there and just been there like, you know, can you take a look at this? Are we doing anything wrong? You know, and the younger members of the team are certainly benefiting from what we've got at Scunthorpe this year. And you know, if I do genuinely think we can go all the way in the playoffs, in the Knockout Cup, in the BSN series, and if Team Spirit can win you the league, then we've already won.
And as we look at the screen now, riders just starting to get ready for the meeting. Ashton Bergen there in his Oxford Cheetahs, Kevlars. It's interesting to see which works. You know, it's an individual competition, but obviously you'd have to expect Leon and the Piper brothers to both have their Glasgow Kevlars on. Just for the home crowd, with it, you know, obviously being at Glasgow.
I I believe Leon's in his Brummies ones.
Flinty's got individual ones on there, his own.
It takes less pressure off him if he wore the Glasgow race, and he'd expect a lot more pressure from the home team.
Yeah, there is. You want to get the cheer out of the crowd as well. But he's a home rider. It don't matter whether he wears these or any other Kevlars, does it?
But I'm certainly putting a lot of pressure on Leon Flint because I've got him in a sweepstake and I want to win back-to-back sweeps.
I've got to say, Leon's Kevlars are very nice.
They are.
Luke and Nathan both in
hobbling
their
a little
ones.
bit.
Yeah, that's the last thing you want when you've got a leg injury, is to have to walk all the way out here and all the way around the track.
And Glasgow's quite a big circuit, like just watching them walk around already, and I'm already knackered.
So this is a bit of an off-topic one, but if you were riding in this, and you've obviously got multiple teams, what would you wear a team suit, or would you wear your own things just to, everyone has a different approach, don't they?
I mean, you know me as well as anyone, Dill. I'm quite a tight person when it comes to things. So if I've got a free team suit, I'm just going to be wearing that all season long. But I know, like yourself in like SC and STS, obviously you design your own Kevlars, and you do like if it's your team, then you have your team ones, and if it's like an individual meeting, you have like your own ones, don't you? So
yeah, because I'm really sad like that.
Everyone's different, and if everybody was the same in this day and age, the world would be a less interesting place.
And it's interesting actually. None of the Premiership riders, Ashton, Dan, Sam Hagan and Leon, none of them have got their Premiership suits on. Do you think that adds a little bit of pressure if they were to have their Premiership stuff on? There's only 4 riders of the 16 that race in the Premiership. If you wear those, does it come with an air of responsibility and a bit of pressure as well?
Well, I don't think so. I think they're not wearing the Premiership suits because it's likely that they'll be riding in the Premiership tomorrow, and they just don't want the washing machine to go overload tonight.
And
obviously,
speaking of the washing machine, have you got your Kevlars back off sexy Simon Lambert yet?
No, not yet. He come to me on Friday and he's like, I've not got them with me tonight, mate. They're still in the washing machine. So, yeah. He says he'll bring them back next Friday. So, if this time next week we're doing a watch along and you can still see a bare wall there, then there'll be words had.
Got to say, Ben Trigger's Kevlars are very, very nice. The pink and purple combination works so well.
The merch looks alright as well, to be fair. It's just a shame that who's wearing it isn't a very nice person. It's almost like he heard me say that because he just looked directly in the camera there for about 10 seconds.
And the rider's now just being introduced to the crowd. Sam Hagan, as you said earlier, one of the busiest riders in the entire league.
Yeah, 100%. Now doing 3 leagues. And he's ginger, so his bank balance shouldn't have any excuse not to get some hair dye.
And he's guested here a few times for Glasgow as well, as Alan will know, so he knows the track very, very well. Could be an outside spoiler for this.
Alan won't know that. He don't turn up to Glasgow. Otherwise, he'd have been there today. He only lives 5 minutes around the corner.
But if Alan was there today, we wouldn't have his expertise on here, so, swings and roundabouts.
Alan's expertise. Iron brew has sugar in it.
Alan, he's still alive?
Yeah, I'm just trying to bite my word. I'm just not say anything.
Why are you?
I'm letting Palmer have free reign. Just let him have his free reign for the day. He's got to have free reign at some point, and seeing as he's so kind enough to show a Glasgow, ish stream, we'll let him away with it today.
I would also like to thank Alan's mother, Ray, for this opportunity as well. I feel very privileged.
Talking of free reign, the clouds behind the riders do not look very nice. When BSN flashed up the weather, it said there was a 74% chance of rain, whilst me and Dan are soaking in 20 degrees sun in Scunthorpe and the Midlands. Alan's got rain on the way.
Scotland, innit?
Curious to know what's in those little goodie bags they're getting. I'm very curious.
Sweeties.
A can of iron brew and a
I
box
wouldn't
of
be surprised if
shortbread.
there is iron brew. It's a little bottle of iron brew.
Oh, God.
Luke Harrison needs an haircut.
Really does. He's soon not going to get his helmet on.
I think he should go bald like his father, as you can see behind him. Like father, like son, and all that. Oh, Jesus, Andy's wearing shorts. If you are watching the BSN stream, I do sincerely apologise for the scenes that have been on there, because Andy Harrison is a scary man when he's got trousers on, even scarier when he's got his shorts on.
Luke could have washed his Kevlars from last night.
There was no washing machine available at the local Premier Inn.
And it was quite handy with this meeting being here. Obviously, BSN were at Berwick last night covering that meeting, and now they're here today. The riders as well. Luke and Nathan both at Berwick last night and here today. They've not had to travel far for this meeting.
You know, I would hate to commit to doing Nathan's travel. You know, just to ride for Scunny, he comes up from Eastbourne, so that's like quite a distance.
And now you know Nathan's been quite closely associated with Eastbourne for before their closure, and obviously now we came to Scunny part way through last season, and you kind of associate Nathan Ablett and Scunny together very well now, don't you? It's kind of a hand and a glove situation.
Oh yeah, 100%. And you know, word on the street is Nathan Ablett has signed a 3-year deal with the Scorpions, and you know, as a Scorpions fan, I believe that is one of the best moves we could make, because you know, as you've seen this year, he's come on leaps and bounds, and you know, there's improvement in Nathan and there's improvement in Luke, and you know, to see it in front of your own eyes is pretty cool.
I think the lineup earlier may have been slightly wrong. Am I right in thinking that Mark Parker is the sole reserve now for this?
Yeah, I did change it on the graphic for you.
Yeah, but the information Alan had still had Chad Wordsfeld and Sam McGurk listed. Oh, we do have a number 2. Who's that?
That is Mark Parker there. I don't know who the other reserve is. I think that was Mark Parker. I don't know. Never seen him in my life.
No, not me.
It could be my dad for all we know.
Who's this fella?
Oh, what's his name? Me and Callum saw him in an amateur meeting at Redcar, and all he did was crash.
Oh, nice.
I can't remember what his name was. There genuinely is a bottle of Iron Brew in them gift packs as well.
Well, you've got to give them something Scottish.
Tell me you're in Scotland without telling me in Scotland. You get
Iron Brew.
You get a box of Iron Brew, a bottle of Iron Brew, and a bag of shortbread.
And there was a ton of tea cake in there as well, I spotted.
And a tea cake. We shouldn't be commentating on this still. We should be out there riding in it just for Iron Brew and shortbread.
And a tea cake.
And a tea cake.
The riders having a minute's applause. No idea what it's for, because we have to watch on mute for copyright reasons.
So riders just having a minute's applause because they've turned up, and you know, they want to give a round of applause to all 5 fans in attendance tonight.
Does look an half decent crowd, actually, to be fair.
It would look a little bit better if Alan was there, but you know.
Can't have everything, can we?
No, and I've been told that they reduced admission heavily for this meeting, so you'd have thought there might have been a couple more people enhanced to go to this meeting to support the youth of today. And it looks like now we're either having a moment of silence or the national anthem, with it
Probably
being
the latter, yeah.
with it being a national championship.
And I think this is a good opportunity for us to just take a minute to give our voices a rest.
Yes. So, welcome back to our sort of voiceover, if you like, of the British Under-21 Championship this afternoon at Glasgow, which isn't as sunny as the rest of the UK.
And it's lovely outside today. I'm a little bit, although there is a little bit of wind, I can see the trees going a little bit now.
I went,
Carry on.
I went and did my food shopping, and I was red hot, and I couldn't wait to get back home.
Quick reminder, people do still have the opportunity to buy the BSN pass for this meeting. No idea how much it costs, but it is on the BSN website, or if you have the championship pass, it's included.
That it is, because I know I haven't paid for this one.
And we've got it, so it must have been included.
So, but yeah, it looks like a very interesting meeting we've got here this afternoon. Normally one of the highlights of the season
And
for racing.
we're guaranteed a new champion because last year's winner Conor Bailey too old to defend his title.
Well, he should have been born a bit later then, shouldn't he? And he might have been able to defend it. But yeah, it's like I said earlier, though. You look down this lineup, and there's 5 or 6 that could, be a big spoiler. Obviously, we mentioned Flinty and Dan Thompson are probably going to be the favourites here today, but you've got Ashton Bowden, Joe Thompson, Jake Mulford, Nathan Ablett, Jody Scott, Luke Colleen. Them guys could easily bring in a surprise.
Could I just point out, look how strong Heat 2 is. And I feel really sorry for Mickey Simpson. Mickey Simpson, Leon Flynn, Joe Thompson and Dan Thompson in Heat 2.
You've said that now, and Mickey will go and win it. No, big love to Mickey. He's a good lad. But yeah, that will be his toughest race of his life so far.
And he's off the inside gate though.
Well, there's not a bad things out in Heat 2 really, because you can see how Ashton Goujon goes in Heat 1 off that gate. Sorry, I mean Bowden.
Riders now coming down from the heavens, the pits at Glasgow for Heat 1. Sam Hagen, the first rider to come out onto track.
That was a terrible wheelie. Needs to improve his wheelie skills, otherwise he won't win out.
I think I spoke too soon about the crowd. The crowd is sparse, to say the least.
You'd have thought, right, with the gonna have reduced admission for this, you'd have thought a few more would have turned out, but it looks like a dull Sunday afternoon in Glasgow, or as Alan would say, just a normal Sunday.
The question is, Alan, have you had your Sunday roast yet?
No, I have not, no. And yes, pal, it is a usual Sunday for us in Scotland.
So, heat number 1 comes to the tapes, and the lineup is going off the inside gate in red, Ashton Bowden. Gate 2 in blue is Ben Trigger. Gate 3 in white, Steam Piper, late replacement for... Who's it
Max James.
Max James, yeah, who picked up an injury on Friday at Edinburgh. And off the outside in yellow is Sam Hagen.
That is one thing that peeves me off about BSN.
What?
All the red car riders have still got like photoshopped images in last year's suits.
Yeah.
Interesting first heat. You'd expect it to be a battle between Bowden and Sam Hagen here, but as Alan said in the notes, that some very, very smart guy obviously wrote for him, Trigger and Steam Piper could produce some surprises.
And the nerves will probably be jangling a little bit at the moment. Obviously, you'd expect it to be a battle between the inside and the outside, but so as always with the first race, the nerves will be jangling.
That it will. I'll go into comms then for heat number 1 as the start marshal walks away. The tapes has risen. It's a brilliant start there from Sam Hagen off the outside. Bowden's there with him though. Trigger up the inside now. Wow. 3 abreast as they go into turn number 3. Bowden has the lead now. Trigger in second, and this is already a really good meeting, and we've had 1 lap in. Bowden it is that has the lead, with Trigger in second being put under immense pressure now from Sam Hagen. Steen Piper trailing off a little bit towards the back of the field, but Ashton Bowden looking to extend his lead over Ben Trigger at the moment. Now, what can Sam Hagan do on Ben Trigger in second place? Sam Hagan looks to go to the inside. He's closing in on Trigger here. Trigger's not safe there in second, but he's holding a decent line around the Glasgow circuit as we go in with 1 lap left to go then. And Hagan up the inside there of Trigger. Nice move there from Sam Hagan. Trigger repairs the compliment down the back straight. What racing we've got here, and this is only Heat 1, folks. Bowden's gone on, he's checked away and win it. Oh, that's close, but Trigger just for second there. What a race.
Good race that. Sam Hagan looked like he dropped the clutch perfectly and just got forced a bit wide with Bowden and Trigger up the inside of him, and it was a win for the rider in red, Ashton Bowden. Second in blue, Ben Trigger, and third in yellow, Sam Hagan. And this meeting very interesting actually, because the two favourites in that race, if you like, Bowden and Hagan, do battle again tomorrow night when Oxford host Leicester in the Premiership.
That they do, and to any Shoot Some Shower fans out there, I hate to break it to you, but we've no Oxford radio planned this week. Because Oxford aren't on the BSN or on the telly box, and they're not streaming the big meeting on Wednesday, which I am very, very sad about. Oxford versus Scuddy.
Do you reckon they're scared that Scunny are going to beat them on stream?
In fairness, though, it's not a bad thing we didn't stream yesterday's meeting at Berwick. But anyway, on to today, and what an opening heat! We're going to be in for a treat this afternoon.
And meetings like this often do throw up some fantastic racing like this, because every rider in it is of, or just maybe a little bit more, but generally they're of the same ability. And young British talent getting the opportunity to showcase themselves, and you do get some really good racing out of it.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, you just got to look at that battle between Ben Trigger and Sam Hagan.
And here's a race we both earmarked. Going off the inside gate in red, Mickey Simpson. Gate 2 in blue, Glasgow and Birmingham's Leon Flint. Gate 3 in white is Joe Thompson, and off the outside, probably the rider of the season so far in the Championship and in the Premiership, Dan Thompson. So battle of the twins early on, and a couple of high-level Premiership riders in this race as well.
And Mickey Simpson exists.
He's on the inside gate.
He's on the inside gate, which would Heat 1. But yeah, no, it's a very, very interesting race. It's obviously a big personal interest with financial implications on the line here as well for myself. But yeah, big race coming up. Start Marshall gets them into order, then he walks away. I'm assuming it's a he. And the tapes has risen, and Leon Flint's there out in front at the moment. Now what? And the Thompson twins in second and third. It's Joe currently in second with Dan in third. So what can Dan do now on his brother's look to come up the inside of Joe? But Flinty, he's out there in front. Now Dan Thompson up the inside of his brother there. Can Joe repay the compliment as Joe goes wide? No, he can't. So Flint has the lead then. Dan Thompson in second. Joe in third. Mickey, understandably, trailing off a little bit towards the rear of the field here. But Leon Flint using his home track knowledge to jet himself to what could be a very important race win. He's definitely not under no pressure from me at all tonight. So if he don't win, I am going to cry. But Dan Thompson's closing in the gap now on Flinty. Now what can Dan Thompson do? And oh, he almost clips the back of Flint now. How they both stayed on, I will never know. But a great ride here from Leon Flint to take the win. And Dan Thompson there in second.
Thought that was going to end in tears then.
So did I.
So heat number 2, it was a win for the rider in blue, Leon Flint. Second in yellow, Dan Thompson, and third in white, Joe Thompson. Really good start and a commanding first turn from Leon there. And although Dan put the pressure on in the latter stages, he probably looked a little bit quicker than Leon. Leon's home track knowledge, what little of it he has at the moment, because he only moved there over the winter and this is his first season at Glasgow. But he's already learned where to put the bike and just about held on for the win.
Yeah, no, 100%. Leon made the perfect gate there as well. But yeah, a decent race. Not quite as good as Heat 1, but still going to be a good meeting.
And we talk about battles tomorrow night. Again tomorrow night, Leon Flint versus Dan Thompson, with the Birmingham Brummies hosting Ipswich in the Knockout Cup.
That is very, very true, and that is also live on the BSN tomorrow. We won't be doing a watch along for it though, because Big Dylan here will be featured on the BSN as he opens the pit gate at Birmingham for the riders.
That's a bit of a drive, isn't it, from Glasgow down to Birmingham? Jeebus.
Yeah, but we've got all day tomorrow to do it. I'm sure it'd be fine.
Oh, I thought that was going to end in tears then. That was so close. Heat 3 now at the tapes. Bombing through this nice and quickly. Going off the inside gate in red, Jake Mulford. One of Palmer's interests in this meeting. Gate 2 in blue, Luke Harrison. Gate 3 in white is Vinnie Ford. And off the outside in yellow, Freddie Hodder.
Yeah, Luke's been riding really well for Scunny this year, so he's riding triple his average at the moment. But so is Jake Mulford. Jake Mulford's been riding really well for Redcar, and the guy in white Vinnie Ford, I rate him quite highly when he don't fall off. And Freddie Hodder just exists for this one. But Start Marshall then walks away for heat number 3. The tapes has risen. It's a good start for Jake Mulford actually in red, and Luke Harrison's there in second, and Freddie Hodder looks to come round the outside. But now the guy in white there, Vinnie Ford, up the inside of both Luke and Freddie Hodder to get into second. Now Harrison goes quite wide as they go into the second lap. But Mulford has the lead, been chased very, very closely there by Vinnie Ford. Actually, Vinnie Ford's closing in on Jake Mulford. Luke Harrison's there. He's almost safe in the third place, but Jake Mulford's under some pressure from Ford. And Ford up the inside now. Wow. Great ride there from Vinnie Ford. Now can Jake Mulford repay the compliment as they go along the back straight? Jake Mulford try to go out a little bit wide there, makes a mistake. Now Harrison's closing in on Mulford a little bit after his mistake, but Vinnie Ford, don't think anybody expected this. And Freddie Hodder started to close in on Luke now at the rear of the field. Nobody expected this from Vinnie Ford, who's only riding National League this year for Leicester. And that was a cracking ride, that. Wow.
And with all due respect to Vinnie Ford, that can be considered a big upset.
Massive upset. But we said it in the lineup earlier. It could be a.
And the result of Heat 3, it was a win for the rider in white, Vinnie Ford. Second in red, Jake Mulford, and third in blue, Luke Harrison. And he actually makes the worst gate of the lot.
He does.
He just doesn't really move, but then he's already looking there to cut it back to the inside. Luke goes wide to deal with Freddie and allows such a gap up the inside for Vinnie Ford.
Very, very smart move there from Vinnie. I haven't seen too much of him race because he's. I know he's based down south, so I don't really get to see much of him riding, but very, very smart, intelligent move there, and just to come up the inside here with Jake Mulford. All right, wasn't this lap, but one of the laps previous. Next, sorry.
And,
I've had too much Pepsi Max. I'm sorry.
And the Jake Mulford there looking to stick to the inside, and Vinnie Ford proving that the inside's giving a bit of grip. There's almost a Douglas drive, so to speak, up the inside exiting 2.
Almost, yeah. But yeah, been very entertained so far. And on yet eat three, so we're gonna have no voice by the end of this meeting.
This next race concludes the first group of races. Riding off the inside gate in red, Jodie Scott. Home rider off gate 2 in blue, Ace Piper. Gate 3 in white, Luke Killeen. And good to see him back up after a bad crash last night in yellow, Nathan Ablett. This will be a test to see how fit Nathan really is after last night, because he did withdraw from the meeting in the end, didn't he?
Yeah, which was very, very understandable. But he's had some time to ice it up and rest it up, and I just hope that he. I know it was only last night, but I do hope he's not using this meeting as a tester and he hasn't come back too soon.
And after today, he has a few days off to recover, with Scunny next in action at Oxford on Wednesday.
Yeah. Start marshal walks away 4 hitting before the tapes has risen, and it's a decent start for Ace Piper there in blue, and the rider in white there, Luke Killeen, sitting there in the second place, and there's a battle now at the back between Jodie Scott and Nathan Ablett, but Jodie Scott is the rider in third place. Ace Piper though using his home track knowledge, but Luke Killeen will be inside. And there's carnage there as Ace Piper is down. Interesting to see if the red lights come on or not.
I think
here.
The Reds are on. Yeah,
Reds are out, yeah.
I fear for Ace Piper there. He fell off on his own. Killeen did storm under him, but there's no contact. There was nowhere near him. Ace just proverbially pooed his pants.
Yeah, we're just seeing a replay now, and this is obviously where Luke Killeen just comes up the inside there
He's
of Ace.
absolutely nowhere near him.
There's no, he just picks up too much drives and just falls on his bum.
Ace Piper's got to go for that for me.
Or as Eric Bucock once said, I could have stayed on that bloody bike.
Famously. Be interested to hear Alan's thoughts on that. And the rider in blue is disqualified. Ace Piper, the right decision.
Yeah, 100%.
Al, what are your thoughts on that one?
As much as I would love to disagree, no, he did go down himself, so it's every right for him to go. But Ablett was going to get taken out there. Thought he was going to lucky to avoid Piper there, I think. But Ablett, if he hasn't been in the wars enough, he could have been in there again, the way he was going.
Alan actually saying something quite sensible. It must be the sun. It's got to be the sun.
Who are you, and what have you done with the real Alan?
Well, I'll go with what I could see, and clearly there was no contact there, so...
There's nowhere near him. That's absolutely the correct
nothing
call.
there. But Ablett...
And that's a second opportunity for Ablett there, who actually surprisingly found himself at the back in the initial staging. So a second chance for Ablett here.
Yeah, he needs it.
Callum's back as well, so we'll bring Cal in after this next one.
This is what paves a lot of people off, though, now.
Just delay.
Yeah.
Especially with 22 races.
Yeah, we've got quite a few to get through, haven't we? And don't forget...
I thought Ablett had nailed that start.
It was a good start, he just didn't get to the first turn first, did he?
It just never dragged him there, did it?
But
I thought Ablett was getting wiped out by Jodie Scott there. I think Ablett probably thought the same as well.
I think as well with Ablett at the minute, it's the same when his first meeting back for Scunny. I want to say it was against Workington, where normally Ablett would just go in fully committed, not afraid to give it a go, but with it being his first meeting back after a crash, just playing it safe and just settling for a certain position that he's in at the moment.
And Al, you watched Glasgow a little bit more than we do. This getting into good positions and falling off is becoming a little bit of an all too regular occurrence for Ace Piper.
Yeah, it's becoming a bit regular for Piper. It's not been his best season. He does this from time to time. He'll get into a really good position, then he'll just slide off, and that'll be all she wrote, as they say. But yeah, needs to have a better run out in the next few of these races. Can't keep falling off like this.
And it puts
who's she, Al, the cat's mother?
And it puts
a ray of sunshine.
puts Piper under a little bit of pressure already. Not scoring in this one, still able to qualify for at least the race off, but a little bit of pressure, not ideal running a last or falling off in your first one. So a reminder of the lineup of Heat 4, Jody Scott goes off gate 1 in red, Ace Piper disqualified, so no rider in blue, Luke Gilleen in white and Nathan Ablett in yellow. Interesting to see Nathan lining up a bit closer to gate 3 this time.
Yeah, 100%. Merch coming soon, by the way. But Jody Scott is going to be the luckiest guy in the race because he's got all that space of gate 1 and he's got all the gate 2 to play with as well on the run up to the first turn.
Or maybe Luke Killeen will turn out to be the luckiest one because he's got more room to come in.
Or we're just going to say sod all that and Nathan Ablett's going to be the luckiest guy because he just goes round the guy in white, which is Luke Killeen, and he's looking to put pressure on Jody Scott now in red, but Killeen's coming back up the inside there of Nathan Ablett. I think Ablett just playing this one a little bit safely, but race isn't over till the fat lady sings, and Alan's mum's not singing just yet. But it's going to be a big battle between the two Oxford boys now, you have to say up front, as it is Jody Scott that currently has the lead. Unfortunate not to pick up a place, a full-time place in the championship at the moment, because he's been really impressive in the National League. And Luke Killeen using the outside run there to try and put some pressure on his Oxford Chargers teammate. But if Luke Killeen had a bit of an haircut, it might have helped him out a little bit with more air resistance. But a very intelligent ride here from Jody Scott, as Luke Killeen almost clips the back of him, but it's a win for Jody Scott, as Luke Killeen in second, and Nath picks up a point.
And Luke, you saw a little bit of frustration there from Luke Killeen. He was leading the first run in, did all the hard work, and then he gets stopped. So the frustration clear to see there, essentially being robbed of a point. Heat 4, it was a win for the rider in red, Jody Scott, second in white, Luke Killeen, and third in yellow, Nathan Ablett.
Some may say that was an Oxford 5-1.
I may say it was a British 1-2-3.
Really?
Yeah. And again, Nathan Ablett dropped the clutch perfectly and just did not get... He got there better, but it still didn't drag him to the first turn, as he'd have liked.
No, to be fair, like I said during the race, I think he's just sort of playing this safe and just wants to get through this meeting. And I think, like I said to you, sort of before we went live, I wouldn't be surprised if he just does a race or two and then ends up pulling out. And that's no disrespect to Nathan by any means. I've got a lot of time for him, but yeah, I think it might just be one bridge too far for him.
And at this point, I think is a good opportunity for the first time today to hear from Cal.
Callum!
Afternoon, boys. How we doing?
Alright, Mushy, you?
Yeah, I'm very good, thank you. I've just had my first bite of a tuna sali and you caught me by surprise.
We'll
Sorry.
keep this short and sweet then, because we'll hear plenty of other opportunities. I know you've probably not had a chance to watch all of the racing yet, but what have you made of it for the first block of heats?
I actually walked in literally as Sam Hagen was riding out for the first race, so I've been fortunate enough to catch all of it. Racing's been spot on up to now. There's been passing everywhere, so it's been enough to keep the fans on their toes. I think, as he said, Vinnie Ford made an absolute howler of a start, but then he's just found speed and was able to get going, and he was a very strong candidate in that third heat. And he is going to be on paper someone who's going to be quite a surprise. However, I watched the British Under-21 final at Plymouth, and he actually finished second in that and beating quite a strong field with like Hodder, Trigger, Colleen, Bowden, Howison, all lads who have championship experience, and finished second in the field, only losing to Hagen, Trigger, and Colleen. So he could actually, even though on paper he'll be a bit of a shocker, he could be someone to keep an eye out for to see if he can do anything different.
And as a Redcar fan, you've got two riders in this meeting to keep an eye on: Jake Mulford, Ben Trigger, second place each, respectively. First time out, solid start for the Redcar boys.
Yeah, I think Mulford will be a little bit miffed off for allowing Ford to have the amount of space that he did to be able to come past him on the inside of Heat 3. But I think to be able to have a strong start, obviously it's gonna be a long old meeting. They've got four of the rides, but two is a solid amount to start off with, and you can definitely build on that to build a resume to win the meeting.
And just one last one: that exclusion for Ace Piper, correct decision in your eyes?
Oh, 100%. Ace Piper, I think I won't use the words that Richie Roll did in the Plymouth against Redcar meeting. But he basically clean made a beautiful pass on the inside, nice and clean, left him loads of space, and Ace Piper just pooed himself, and he just went and hit the deck. So yeah, a brilliant, correct choice, 100%.
Well, enjoy your tuna sandwich, and we'll hear from you again in a little while.
Cheers, boys.
So we're just
It's
looking.
always nice to hear from someone that knows what they're talking about.
Oh, thanks very much.
And you do.
Thanks. So just have a quick look down the scorecard after one apiece. Parma, do you want to read us through?
So there are 4 riders on 3 points, 4 on 2, 4 on 1 and 4 on 0. Ashton Bowden, Leon Flint, Vinnie Ford and Jody Scott are the riders on 3 and in joint first. Ben Trigger, Dan Thompson, Jake Mulford and Luke Colleen are all joint 5th on 2. Sam Hagan, Joe Thompson, Luke Harrison and Nathan Ablett are all joint 9th on 1. And Steen Piper, Mickey Simpson, Freddie Odder and Steen's brother Ace joint 13th on nil points. And the reserves haven't had a ride yet.
With the draw, the way it works, Nathan Ablett having 30, draw number 13 means he comes out off yellow in gate 4 and then red in gate 5. Does that, back-to-back races help him when he's carrying an injury that the adrenaline doesn't have time to sort of curtail and he'll be straight back out again?
I don't think it benefits him. But you never know. As I say, I still do think today's meeting is one bridge too far for him, and I wouldn't be surprised if he does end up withdrawing from today's meeting. And that, again, that's no disrespect to Nathan, because I love the lad to bits.
And it's unfortunate because the form he started this season in, he'd started really, really well, gets injured, come back, maybe not quite on the level he was before he got injured the first time, but he was starting to find his feet again, and then has another knock, and it's almost starting from square one again.
It's always the case, isn't it? I mean, we watched the Scunny Red Car meeting in April. That was our first proper meeting of the year, and we was all saying on the terraces if Nathan could keep this form up, we could expect to see someone like Connor Mountain or Simon Lambert down at reserve, which would have been epic. But it don't think it's hindered Nathan's progression that much. It's just a little blip, and hopefully, when he's next in action, he can be a little bit fitter than what he is now.
And we've got Bartek Blair doing an interview at the moment on the BSN stream.
Yeah, he was more entertaining on the centre green at Berwick yesterday doing the YMCA in the Macarena. Definitely didn't join in while I was sat on my bed at home.
I absolutely believe that.
Thanks, mate.
No problem. Just looking at the races coming up, Heat 5, you've got Ablett, Bergen, Simpson and Ford. Could be a good race. Bergen looked very good first time out, and
Bunny Stags 5-1.
Vinnie Ford absolutely flying as well to beat Jake Mulford, one of the pre-meeting favourites, so could be a good race again there.
Poor Mickey again.
Looking at the gate stats, actually, the points from each gate. Gate 1 has scored 8, Gate 2 6, Gate 3 6, and Gate 4 4. So Gate 1 is the place to be at the moment.
And that's where Ablett is in heat number 5.
And that's where Ace Piper is in heat 6, Luke Harrison in heat 7, and Sam Hagan in heat 8.
Yeah, but we all know Ben Trigger's going to put Ace under some pressure in heat 6, and Ace will just fall on his bum bum.
And that's not the kind of reputation you want to be getting, falling off every time a rider's near you. Hello, Peter Kildemand.
And as a legendary wrestling manager once said, that's not a prediction, that is a spoiler.
Hello, Paul Heyman.
Hello. Oh, somebody next door is having a barbecue and I really want to go and wreck their barbecue party.
Or join in. If they don't invite you, then just tip some water on it. If you're not having a barbecue, they're not having a barbecue.
Oh, you know it. You know our saying, Fat Lives Matter and all that.
Coming soon on a t-shirt.
Yes. Apologies as well. Oh, by the way, Mr. Dillon, the battery's decided to be a little bit gay, so if I press the start button and your screen doesn't show, I'm just making sure that it's still working.
No.
But I won't do it while the racing's on.
Riders coming out for heat number 5 now. Nathan Ablett and Ashton Bergen, first 2 riders out.
Nathan couldn't have been more unlucky in this meeting, could he? He's already in it with an injury and gets drawn number 13. Poor chap. I bet Nathan can't wait to get into the bed in the back of his van while his dad drives all the way back down to Eastbourne.
Lined up for heat number 5 then. Going off the inside gate in red is the aforementioned Nathan Ablett. Gate 2 in blue, winner first time out, Ashton Bergen. Gate 3 in white, Mickey Simpson. And off the outside in yellow, also winner first time out, Vinnie Ford, who seems to have lost the Joe in his name.
Well, BSN didn't want to put the whole name in.
I don't think he's had it all year. I think he gave up with it.
I mean, I know his Facebook name's Vinnie Joe Ford, but I think there's only our Cal that uses the full name now. No disrespect to Cal. Also on our stream. But yeah, Start Marshall and just getting him into order. He's a Start Marshal because his t-shirt says Start Marshal, funnily enough. Riders look at the magnet side and the tapes has risen, and Ashton Bowden gates perfectly with Mickey Simpson there. Not Mickey Simpson, Nathan Ablett there in second, but Ablett looking to come up the inside of Bowden there. Not quite worked out. Now Ablett's been put under pressure from Vinnie Ford, but Ablett rides a nice ride there just to block the challenge of Vinnie Ford. So the big battle here is for second as Ashton Bowden. He's going on with the race win, but Ford around the outside of Ablett there. Now what can Vinnie Ford do? As Ablett comes ever so close to Ford's back wheel there, and it's now a battle of the Scunthorpe Stags at the back of the field. But Ashton Bowden, he's made 2 perfect gates this afternoon, and he's going to be on a 6-point maximum by the end of this race, barring mechanical failures, as we've got 1 lap left to go. And it does sort of look like Nathan Ablett's slowing up a little bit towards the back of the field. Obviously, I think the pain's getting to him a little bit too much. But what can we say about Ashton, the chicken goose on himself? He takes the win there in that one.
And Ashton made a really, really good start there actually as well. He was there or thereabouts for the first lap, left a bit of a gap on the inside, exiting Ben 2, lap 2, and Vinnie Ford just nipped up the inside like hot knife through butter. So the result of heat number 5, it was a second win of the meeting for the rider in blue, Ashton Bowden. Second in yellow, Vinnie Ford, and third in red, Nathan Ablett. Brilliant gate from Ford and almost from Bergen, and almost checked out after the second turn. He was gone. He was more closer to Edinburgh come the end of the race.
That wouldn't be a bad thing, that really, would it? But yeah, great ride from Ashton, to be honest.
Just left a bit too much of a gap there, Ablett, and Ford up the inside.
And yeah, 100%. And we said earlier though, Ashton could be a spoiler, and that was very fortunate we didn't have an accident there actually.
Nathan Ablett pulling what is often described as a tank slapper.
Yeah,
Ben
and his
Trigger in his
little
nice pink and purple race suit and bike. That is probably the nicest kit anyone's got this year.
big up to Triggs for supporting the LGBTQIABC community and all that.
Following in the footsteps of his hero Robert Lambert with one of those inflation suit thingy-majoogies under his race suit.
Yeah, he's not that big in person.
Full lineup of heat number 6 going off the inside gate in red. We'll be looking for better fortunes this time out. Ace Piper. Gate 2 in blue, Jake Mulford. Gate 3 in white, Ben Trigger. And off the outside in yellow, Joe Thompson.
That it is.
We all know Alan sat there saying, come on Ace, come on Ace, come on Ace. Hashtag Ouija power.
I think Cammy Brown will be doing the same.
Before he goes to the job centre, he's terrible, isn't he?
Oh, he's not the best, is he?
And this rounds out a busy weekend for Ace Piper, Leon Flint, who have both been in action on Friday, Saturday and today.
Yeah, 100%. And obviously Leon's in action tomorrow at Perry Bar Stadium. But as the tape's rising on, heat number 6, Ace Piper it is that makes the gate and has the lead. He's been put under pressure now from Joe Thompson, who takes the lead down the back straight. Now, can Ace Piper do anything to get underneath Joe Thompson? There's a good ding-dong battle between these two at the front. Joe Thompson it is then that just about has the lead, but Jake Mulford's joining in the party. Jake Mulford says hello to the gap that Ace Piper left around the outside, and it's not quite worked out, but Piper using his home track knowledge is really getting in the mix here is Ace Piper. Joe Thompson's still out in front. Ben Trigger's trailed off a little bit at the back. But it's neck and neck virtually now as I go down the back straight into the third and fourth bend between Ace and Jake Mulford. And Jake Mulford's just got that second place now over Ace Piper. He's got one lot left to try and rectify this as Ace Piper, who's under pressure from the home fans here. But what a ride from Joe Thompson. As soon as he hit the front, that was all Alan's Mums wrote for him, and it's a win for Joe.
Ace Piper seems to be riding a bit too narrow down the straights.
Yeah. Hard to disagree with you there, sir.
Yeah, Joe Thompson and Jake Mulford both took up speed around the wider line down the straights, and Ace was sort of around the gate 2 position on the straight. So the result of heat 6, it was a win for the rider in yellow, Joe Thompson. Second in blue, Jake Mulford, and third in red, Ace Piper. Trigger
That's
just
one
lifts
more
out the
point.
gate.
Yeah, he does. And, no disrespect to Ben, this was sort of a race you would expect Trigger to not score in. But, and as I said, I don't mean this is any disrespect. It's not like he was even on the pace with the other three, is it?
No, unfortunately not. He was a little bit tailed off.
Yeah.
And that was very brave of Jake going around the outside of Ace Piper, who's not known for being very forgiving.
Yeah, he's he's not the nicest rider.
He's ruthless, which sometimes you need. You need a bit of ruthlessness as a rider. And,
yeah.
Yeah, it's just too narrow there. Way too narrow down that straight.
I think this is going to come across controversial, but a lot of riders are way too nice nowadays. Sometimes you just need to grow a set of balls, depending on what gender you identify as, and yeah, just give them it.
So heat 7, the line up off the inside gate in red is Luke Harrison. Gate 2 in blue, winner first time out Jody Scott. Also a winner first time out off gate 3 in white, Leon Flint. And off the outside in yellow, Steam Piper. doesn't get any easier for Steen, does it? Coming in last minute, first time out, and then you've got Harrison, Jody Scott, who's a very promising rider, and Leon Flint on the inside of you.
Yeah, 100%. But I think, Steen knows that there's no pressure on him tonight to deliver. Just go out there and enjoy himself because he's only 15 years of age. Tapes has risen, by the way, on heat number 7. And as you'd expect, Leon Flint it is that has the lead, and he's pulling away now from Luke Harrison there in second, who's been put under pressure from Jody Scott in the third place position. But Luke just holding the right line there. And Steen Piper's come up the inside there of Jody Scott. Great ride there from Steen Piper. But Leon Flint, he's away, he's gone, he's won this. He could go stop his bike, go for a Mackey's, and then return to his bike, and he'd still win it. That's how far in front he is. Luke Harrison riding a good ride there in the second position. And Steen Piper still proving his point, to be fair. In third, he's pulled away from Jody Scott now, as we've got one lap left to go. Flint still has the lead. Now, Steen Piper's closing in on Luke Harrison here. Harrison, obviously, this is the end of a busy weekend for him. But Leon Flint, flawless performance there, and he takes the win. And Leon looks pretty happy with himself there, waving to the tyres underneath the mesh fence.
And that was all done from the start for Leon, who is notoriously a good gator. And it was a win for the rider in white. Leon Flint, back-to-back wins. Second in red, Luke Harrison. And maybe a bit of an upset in third, Steen Piper. Jody Scott went into bend 3 on the first lap a little bit too hot and got all out of shape.
Yeah, 100%, But as you mentioned, fair play to Steen Piper there, how he just come underneath Jody Scott. I don't think anybody expected him to do that. And, yeah, wow. Great ride from the young 15-year-old from up to north.
And this is good news. Leon's starting to find his feet. I know it's not as competitive a field as a championship meeting, but he's looking comfortable now. He looked like he had a lot more speed there as well, so it's good news for Alan and the rest of the Ouija's.
You mean there's more Ouija's than just Alan?
Well, there's not many more in the stadium, but yeah, apparently. Well, the home straight looks a little bit busier.
I mean, Alan's hardly a Ouija, is he? He never turns up.
And now the lineup for heat number 8, last in the second block of races, before we have some more track grading, and we'll speak to Alan after this one. So riding off the inside gate in red, long break between heats 1 and 8 for Sam Hagan. Gate 2 in blue is Dan Thompson. Gate 3 in white, Freddie Hodder, and off the outside in yellow, Luke Harrison. With all due respect, Luke Killeen, yeah, that's the fella. With all due respect to Hagan, Hodder, and Killeen, Dan Thompson's got to be a clear favourite for this race. And Freddie Hodder's broke down.
Yeah. Start Marshall pushing the bike off. Not easy things to push off them. Start Marshall's given up. Can't blame him really, because they're quite heavy things. Freddie Hodder just running across the grass, running onto the mini track, picking up his steel shoe from the other Start Marshall. He's pointing towards the back straight and shaking his head, so I don't think he's too happy.
24 seconds to be at the tapes.
There's no way he's doing that.
It's not happening.
He doesn't look too happy. Maybe he thinks that race has just cost him the Mackies he was going to have on the way home.
And by the time he gets the second bike, the 2 minutes will be off. And
well, we've got 2 seconds left to go now, and the thing is that even though you've got to be ready to race now for these 2 minutes, he's still just trailing across the track. He just stayed on the centre green, mush. It's just easier.
Yeah, and that'll be a reserve coming in.
It'll either be Mark Parker or whoever the other one is.
Freddie looks fuming.
Fuming Freddie, innit?
Riders being sent back to the pits for some reason.
Yeah, they've got to figure out which reserve they're bringing in.
That looks like Mark Parker coming out in white.
Whoever this chap is in white, yeah, big Mark Parker. Shout out to the Edinburgh fans because they seem to know him really, really well. Let me have a look on the old YouTube, see if there's anybody that's coming to talk to us.
Has Mark Parker got old Dan Gilks bike covers on there, or are they Mark Parker bike covers? They look very similar to Dan Gilks ones.
They look very similar to Jokes' ones. I can't really say I've ever watched Mark Parker race in my life, so soz.
There's no new YouTube comments apart from Mr. Hurl at the start.
But yeah, Mr. Ryan Anderson has confirmed that it's Mark Parker in the white helmet colour.
So the revised lineup now for heat number 8 going off the inside gate in red is Sam Hagan, gate 2 in blue Dan Thompson, Mark Parker now rides off gate 3 in white, and Luke Killeen goes off the outside in yellow, not Harrison.
Freddie Odder's hair makes him look like my nan. Not Freddie Odder,
Mark
Luke
Parker.
Killeen.
No, Luke Killeen.
Luke Killeen. Got the start marshal, trying to get them all in order. He puts his hand down, walks away, the tapes rise. Sam Hagan's made the perfect gate off gate 1. Dan Thompson now looks to come round the outside and he does so. And Luke Killeen's joining the party. But Hagan now back up the inside of Thompson. What a race! And now the guy in yellow, Luke Killeen, looking to also join the party. But Sam Hagan it is, and it has the lead. Dan Thompson in second. Dan's not going to just settle low for second. He wants that win. He wants to become the British Under-21 champion after leading the final last year for 3 3/4 laps. But Sam Hagan, the young Bellevue Colt, riding a perfect race at the moment. He's riding the right defensive lines here. We've got 1 lap left to go. Can Dan Thompson do anything to close the gap on young Sam Hagan at the front? We've virtually lost Mark Parker. Not too sure where he is. He's probably gone back to Edinburgh or something. But it's a win for the ride. Gilleen's off.
Oh!
Mark Parker's going to get first. Wow. Well done, Mark Parker, for getting a point.
And Luke Killeen there stumbling to get up. He doesn't look very happy going back to the pits, but he can only blame himself for falling off in the first place. There was nobody anywhere near him. Heat number 8, it was a win for the rider in red, Sam Hagan. Second in blue, Dan Thompson. And surprisingly, in third in white, Mark Parker. Do you ever get the feeling if you Luke Killeen, it's just not your day, leading your first race and it gets stopped, and then in this one you go and do a little spin, fall off, and then get passed by the meeting reserve?
Luke Killeen does know this is speedway, not ballet, doesn't he?
Yeah, he did not look happy going back to the pits then, but he can only blame himself. Gets full of roost from Dan Thompson in the on the end of the first lap, and that kind of makes it a 2-horse race. Very smart ride from Sam Hagan, just a mixture of defensive and just getting his head down and going.
Yeah, 100%. A quality ride there from Hagan. He knew what he was doing, and as you say, it was a very smart ride from him. Not many speedway riders are smart, so maybe we could have a speedway smart guy doing like other smart things outside of speedway as well.
See if they show us Luke Killeen. Where is Mark Parker at this point? He's not even in the same picture.
Is that far back? He may as well be in Edinburgh.
And then Luke Killeen, completely on his own, nowhere near him. Just loses. It's that leg trailing style, isn't it? Manages to hold on, but he's facing the wrong way. He's lucky that Mark Parker doesn't wipe him out there.
And just Mark Parker just comes round the outside and takes a point after being 86 miles behind all race.
Ashton Bergen on the camera while they're on his phone.
I hope he knows he's not allowed on his phone in the pits. And he also looks like he's had 10 minutes too long in the sunbeds.
Do you want to quickly read through the updated standings after 2 races each, and then
So-
you can bring Alan back in for a minute or two?
Updated standings then. Joint top is Ashton Bowden and Leon Flint on 6 points apiece. Vinnie Ford in the third place on 5 points. And then Sam Hagan and both Thompsons joint fourth on 4 points. Jake Mulford also on 4 points. And then Jody Scott, Luke Harrison both on 3. Ben Trigger, Luke Colleen and Nathan Ablett on 2. The Piper Boys on 1. And Mark Parker is in 14th on 1. And Mickey Simpson in 16th place. Paul Mickey on 0 points from 2 rides. Paul Mickey. Alan, hurry up.
All right.
Bloody hell, he's not dead. Hi, Al.
Aye.
What did you make of the last 4 races then, Al?
Some really good racing, I have to say, from the young boys. Thought there was going to be couple of little crashes throughout some of those ones, especially that one there with Luke Parker and Mark Parker and Luke Colleen. I'm going to do what you're doing and get the names wrong. Mark Parker and Luke Colleen, and Luke decided to go for a little pirouette just at the finish line there. But yeah, some really good racing. I think don't make me find me biased here, but I think Ace Piper's having a bit of an off night tonight. 2 rides and only 1 point. Not really looking good for Ace. Make the semi-finals now. It'll be a real struggle for him. Yeah, some good racing out there, I have to say.
And with you being based like 2 minutes just around the corner, do you sort of like wish you would have gone to this meeting tonight? Now you've seen the sort of racing that's on offer, because surely this is better than the championship racing you get at the Peugeot Ashfield place that exists.
Yeah, this is definitely better racing than the Glasgow Championship team have had all season. There's definitely some good races to watch, and it's impressed me so far. Vinnie Ford, I've got to say that man's been impressive tonight so far. And if he keeps up the racing he's had so far, he'll be a dark horse in tonight's meeting, I have to say.
And obviously, I've got to mention Leon Flint currently on a 2-ride 6-point maximum. As a Glasgow fan, does this fill you with a bit of confidence, knowing that he can get race wins around his home track?
Yeah, that absolutely does. It looks like he's more comfortable today than he's actually been all season. He can do this when he's racing in the championship for us. Then I'm sure he'll be an even better rider than he is in no time. I'm sure he can prove himself. He just needs to be riding today riding like he is today. The rest of the time he's at the Peugeot Ashfield Stadium, I'm sure he'll be high flying for the rest of the season.
So that was Alan. Ladies, gents, boys, girls, toasters and microwaves. In the BSM booth at the moment is a bit of a legend of Northern Speedway in George English, who used to be the team manager of the Newcastle Diamonds back in the day when Newcastle was a thing. So, yeah, the 2 people are talking. Don't know what they're talking about. George English is probably just saying that the referee that was at Scunthorpe on Friday was absolutely shambolic, even though there was absolutely nothing wrong with him at all. I'm sure Callum will agree to that. But yeah, very, very decent meeting, I have to say. Heat 13, that looks pretty tasty.
Dan, I meant to
hello.
ask you this. I meant to ask you this, but completely forgot. How much did you pay the referee on Friday?
He got paid, from what I understand, his normal meeting wage, which
Not an extra £10 and an anti-Gale burger.
unfortunately not. No, even I
Uh,
didn't have an anti-Gale burger on Friday.
Not even in the 45-minute delay with the tapes.
No, I had sausage, chips, and curry just for a change.
Oh, fair enough.
I have just been given word. I don't obviously know quite how true it is just yet, but I've just been sent a message from Dan Thompson's girlfriend's sister. That was a bit of a mouthful. That Dan Thompson apparently isn't feeling too good and is almost definitely going to pull out of the meeting.
We'll keep an eye on that one then.
So something just to keep an eye out. But if he's not out in heat number 11, then we could have another Mark Parker masterclass.
And while they're quickly talking, if we don't go back to racing yet, it looks like the wind's getting up. Greg Blair's fighting the weather. While they're still track grading, I think it's time for us to take a couple of minutes breather, and we'll be back in a few minutes with Heat 9.
That we will. Hello and welcome back to us talking about the British Under-21 Championship. Luke Killeen looks like my nan, and their tractor's still going round, and it's not even watering.
Al, is this a regular occurrence? Does the tractor like to get more time than the bikes?
I know they do quite a few laps, the tractors. I'm assuming they're just trying to get the best kind of smoothness on the track. But I've never seen it do that many laps, so that's impressive. Even
Here's
for
our defending champion, and we can't even listen to him talk.
he'll be gutted he's not racing today.
It's not
Defend
his
his
fault
title.
that he's too old to ride in it.
He's got to blame his parents for conceding him a year too early.
Surprised that the man on the right's not got a team in the championship.
I thought you were going to say I'm surprised he's not riding in this. I was going to say there's a
No,
couple
no,
of problems with that.
I'm just surprised he's not got a team in the championship.
I think
He's
that's
not even
probably
got
by
a team in the
choice.
He's not even got a team in the National League.
Yeah, I think it's by choice, to be honest.
I don't
We'll take him
think
to Glasgow for Paul Stark if he's desperate, if he really wants to ride.
I don't think he's hanging the Kevlars up just yet, but I think he just wants this year away from riding just to be able to enjoy his speedway again.
I don't know what he's listening to in the headphones.
Probably listening to the production team.
Yeah, I'll be listening to Big
Or
Martin.
YMCA.
No, it'll be the production team, Al. Okay, mute back up, you're just talking shite.
Oi, what's your language?
No swearing here.
Apologies to anybody watching on our YouTube channel that may have been offended by any language that was said there, and for a little wee change, it wasn't me.
No, it was Alan speaking.
Basically, yeah.
All the riders just having a little bit of a chinwag at the moment. I think we might be in the interval stage, which is very early if we are.
Very early.
Oh, it's watering again now. His tap works. Well, part of it works. Palmer, while we've got a minute, do you want to remind our lovely one viewer of the upcoming watch-alongs we've got?
So, yeah, if I remember right, our next watch along comes on Wednesday with Pool versus Redcar, in which, if you do choose to tune into that one, be different voice on the commentary, as I've decided that meeting I'm going to take a step back because Scott here at Oxford, and my full focus will be more on the Oxford meeting, so I'll just be the roaming reporter for that one. And then on Thursday, so I think we've got back-to-back nights this week.
Again?
We will we'll be doing a watch along to the Kings Lynn versus Sheffield Tigers meeting.
And roles for that night are to be confirmed.
But I would imagine roles for that meeting will go back to normal.
And
Someone's at the front door.
we speak about that meeting there. The injury to Mog Palmtoft also influences Kings Lynn.
Yeah. You know, and I don't mean this with any disrespect to Toffley. That probably strengthens Kingsland a little bit because he's not been great, has he, for the Stars at the minute this season.
No, he's not having the greatest of seasons, and neither are Kings Lynn in general, to be honest.
No.
After the next block of races, we'll bring Callum back in for a little chat.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, you know, that we've got this little setup where, you know, after so many heats, we can bring like Callum or Alan and just have a chat with them. To be fair, though, for me and Cal, this is quite a busy week because obviously we've got the meetings on Wednesday, Thursday with this. Callum, I believe, will have a meeting on Friday. I've got a meeting on Friday. Then me and Callum are having a nice little choo-choo ride up to Bellevue for the British final on Saturday.
Let's hope the weather plays ball. Early forecast for Saturday does look good.
That's handy.
Does usually help, doesn't it?
But you know, if it does tip it down, at least we know we've got till 10:30 Saturday night to sort out the British Tractor Racing Championship.
Well, there is that.
But yeah, still
We
waiting.
also have. I was going to say we also have whatever's going on in the function room where we're staying overnight as well to enjoy if we can take over.
Yes, we do. So riders just lining up at the pits for 8-9. Can Ashton Bowden's unbeaten run continue? You'd expect so.
You would expect so. While we've got a second, how close are they to coming out? Nah, still in the pits. Shall we have a look at the Premiership team news for the two meetings taking place tomorrow night? Because I'd imagine that both meetings have been confirmed.
I'd seen the Ipswich lineup for tomorrow.
Yeah,
The
Ipswich
running
is done.
a rider replacement, I believe, for Doyley at 1.
Yep.
I believe they've got Scotty Nichols and Norwick Blowdorn in.
Yeah. And Birmingham have got a new riding order for that meeting, which sees Piotr Pawlicki go from number 1 to number 6. Tom Brennan moves to number 1. Victor Lampard goes to number 2. And I would know who went at number 5 if my computer would load. Riding at number 5 is Steve Worrell. So the full lineups for the Brummies: Tom Brennan, Victor Lampard, Zach Cook, Justin Sedgman, Steve Worrell, Piotr Pawlicki and Leon Flint. For Ipswich, Jason Doyle rider replacement, Dan Thompson, subject to feeling better than he does today, Scott Nichols, Norwick Blowdorn, Emil Saivudinov, Keenan Rue and Jordan Jenkins.
Now, obviously, we say Dan Thompson's withdrawn from the meeting.
Has he pulled out yet? Is he officially out? Is that?
This is just what his girlfriend's messaged his sister, who's just messaged me. As you could see, good communication skills here at Shoot Some Show. We get to find some insider knowledge out first. But even still, it's going to be a long trip back for Dan because obviously his dad's still working for Joe, and I don't quite think Dan can drive yet, can he not?
No idea. Shall we have a quick look through the team lineups for the other Premiership meeting tomorrow? The news for Oxford: Lewis Kerr is declared fit to ride. So the full lineups for that meeting: Oxford, Rowan Tungate, Charles Wright, Lewis Kerr, Matt Sainovsky, Chris Harris, Boo, Eric Riss and Ashton Bowden. For the Leicester Lions: Max Frick, Richard Lawson, Luke Becker, Ryan Douglas, Sam Masters, Craig Cook and Sam Hagan.
Could Oxford Spires tomorrow potentially be welcoming Ashton Bowden to the team as the British Under-21 champion?
Well, if his first two rides are anything to go by, possibly. When do Ashton and Leon meet?
8:13.
Ooh, it could be unlucky for at least one of them.
That's going to be as tasty as an hot dog, that, innit?
Riders just coming round to the tapes. There's a nice big black cloud in the background, which looks like Ashfield is about to get some rain, and the sun's out, so the rain is probably imminent.
Obviously.
Full lineup for Heat 9, going off the inside gate in red is Joe Thompson, gate 2 in blue Luke Killeen, gate 3 in white unbeaten so far Ashton Bowden, and off the outside in yellow Luke Harrison. So again, Ashton Bowden, you've got to say, is head and shoulders above favourite in this race.
Yeah, you'd expect so, but you know. And you mentioned the big black cloud there up. It looks like Ashfield's going to get a bit of rain. I'm sure Alan will be able to confirm this a little bit later on. But the light rain in this time of year in Scotland, apparently it gets a bit warmer.
Or any time of year in Scotland.
Just this time of year, it's a little bit warmer. But the tapes rise at odd heat number 9. Luke Harrison's made a good get, and the guy there in blue, I believe that's Luke Colleen, has made it to the front. And now Ashton Bowden's gone up the inside there of Luke Harrison to get himself into a better scoring position now. What can Bowden do on his teammate Luke Colleen as he goes wide, and he's not quite got there just yet. Joe Thompson now in third with Luke Harrison at the back of the field, and now Ashton, if he goes any further wide, he clips the fence there and he goes to the back. That's a very unfortunate race there for young Ashton Bowden, who will not be happy at that. He'll be going back to the pits after this race and having a bit of a tantrum about it. But there's a big battle at the back with Ashton Bowden and Luke Harrison, and Bowden's just got all the insider of Harrison as Harrison went wide. But Luke Colleen there, not putting a foot wrong there out front. I believe it's Luke Colleen anyway. Joe Thompson in second, and he's been put under some pressure from Ashton Bowden. And yeah, that's the end of the race. I thought we had a lap left. Does. And Luke Colleen ups his total to 5 points.
Apparently Luke Killeen was disqualified from the race earlier on when he fell off and remounted.
I mean, he didn't score anything, or did it? So it wouldn't have made much difference.
Fishy fish in the comments. Thoughts on Luke getting excluded after the heat? I mean, he did come right across the front of Mark Parker, so yeah, it's probably an excludable offence.
Well, he come off on his own, didn't he? And Mark Parker still beat him anyway, so it hasn't made much difference to his overall score for the afternoon's event.
I reckon Ashton's heart would have been in his mouth there. I thought he was going straight through the home straight fence. He probably did as well.
Bang!
And Luke Harrison took some good avoiding action as well.
He did, and but then Ashton rode a really good race just to go back round the outside and then up the inside of Luke again.
Freddie Hodder will be hoping his bike stays under pair at the tapes this time.
I mean, it would help him, wouldn't it?
So the result of Heat 9, I don't know if we've done this or not, but we'll do it again. It was a win for the rider in blue, Luke Killeen, second in red, Joe Thompson, and third in white, Ashton Bowden. Heat 10, riding off the inside gate in red, yet to score today, Freddie Hodder. Gate 2 in blue, also yet to score today, Mickey Simpson. Gate 3 in white, Jody Scott. And off the outside in yellow, Ben Trigger. With all due respect to the riders in this race, this is an opportunity for one of them to bag a few more points than perhaps they would have done, not having the best afternoon, really, any of them. The two riders on the inside yet to score, the two riders on the outside, 2 points apiece.
Yeah, 100%. You know, it's an opportunity for these boys to get on the scoreboard a little bit, and you know they'll probably look down the race card, and this is going to be their easiest ride. So,
and as the old boxing adjective goes, somebody's always got to go with the riders on the inside 2 gates.
Yeah, 100%. And the start marshal's about to walk away for heat number 10, so we'll soon find out who's on last place run's going to continue, and at this rate, as the tapes has gone up, it looks like that last place run's going to carry on for Mickey Simpson as he's at the back. But it is the rider in the white helmet colour. There is Jody Scott that is out front, then followed closely by Freddie Hodder of the Berwick Bandits there in second, and then it is Ben Trigger there in third place. Not what's said on our screen at the minute is that definitely is Ben in third there in heat number 10 so far. But yeah, the rider in white there, Jody Scott, coming under some pressure from Freddie Hodder now. We've got one lap left to go, and Hodder now trying round the outside. Can he do anything on young Jody Scott? Is edging in ever so closer now. Now Scott goes to the inside. Hodder round the outside, and Freddie Hodder snatched that off the last bend from Jody Scott. Wow.
And the results of Heat 10, it was a win for the rider in red, Freddie Hodder. Second in white, Jody Scott. And third in yellow, Ben Trigger. Before that race, you'd have probably put Trigger as the odds-on favourite just for the experience, and just not really happening for Trigger today.
No, it's just not his day today, is it? But you know, it's one of them. It's experience, and you can take this going forward into future meetings. You know, like this, because he's got a few years left at this, hasn't he? So yeah, he'll be all right.
And Trigger's a rider that's probably not got such big track experience, obviously growing up predominantly around Plymouth. It's a little bit different. It's probably a bit more representative of the infield track.
Even the infield track looks bigger than Plymouth. Looking at that, yeah, it's a bit small, isn't it, down Plymouth?
And we'll wait and find out in about a minute's time whether Dan Thompson is in fact carrying on, or whether he's had enough and illness has took the better of him. Whether his partner's, sisters, dogs, cats, goldfish is correct.
There's Ace Piper trying to do a wheelie down the back straight.
Badly.
And there's Vinnie Ford in the blue helmet. He's at the tapes. He's revving that throttle and pulling the clutch in.
No, the rider,
Nope.
Thompson, is out.
Dan Thompson's withdrawn then. Don't know who the other reserve is at the moment. So, soz for that. It's Leyland Richardson. It's not who I thought it was anyway. The tapes rise then on heat number 11. It's a decent start actually for Leyland Richardson up the inside there. Fair play to him. But it's Ace Piper in the yellow helmet colour that has the lead, and Richardson in second, being put under pressure from Vinnie Ford now. Ford gets himself into the second position. Steam Piper trailing at the back. But a decent ride here for Steam Piper. Dives himself up the inside there. Leyland Richardson. Richardson had one really good lap there, but Ace Piper is, and that currently has the lead. Vinnie Ford's trying to get closer to Ace now at the moment, but Ace Piper, you have to think, he's ridden this track now for 2 seasons in championship level. He shouldn't be making mistakes to let Vinnie Ford pass. We've got 1 lap left to go. Ace Piper then has the lead. Ford in second. Steam Piper in third, but Vinnie Ford looking ever so... Oh, it's going to be a big battle now. We've got 1 last corner to go. Piper goes wide. Ford up the inside. And... Oh!
Ford's done him.
Oh, that was close.
I think Ford's
Wow.
got that. Ford thinks Ford's got that.
I can see Steam Piper come third and Leyland Richardson last.
Good start from Richardson there, though, as well.
Oh, it was. BSN think Vinnie Ford got that, but I'm going to wait till the official result comes back. Nope, Vinnie Ford got that one.
Yeah, it was about half a bike in that. Vinnie Ford proving to be a little bit of a spoiler here this afternoon.
And, like, obviously, you know me, we don't like to start too many rumours, but obviously, with the rumour going round that there's going to be a change at reserve at Pole, and it's likely that Max Perry's going to be the rider been released, you know, is Vinnie Ford the man to make the step up for Pole?
I mean, you've got to imagine that the people from Poole are going to be watching this, and he looks very, very quick.
He does.
Worryingly for Ace Piper, though, he should have had that all sewn up. He was on the right line there, he just didn't look overly fast.
He didn't.
It feels like today's going to go down as a what could have been.
Yeah, 100%. You know, it's Piper of that caliber, he's ridden that track at championship level for 2 years, and he's had a few race wins at championship level. Over the past 2 years on that track, he shouldn't be leaving gaps like that for riders to be coming through, especially on a track that you've grown up on as well.
Oh yeah, it was clear as day. Vinnie Ford got that by about a bike length in the end, actually. So the lineup for Heat 12, the last in the third block of races, going off the inside gate in red is Nathan Ablett. Gate 2 in blue, Sam Hagan. Gate 3 in white, Jake Mulford. And off the outside in yellow, Leon Flint.
Can Flint's unbeaten run continue?
This is a tough race. Sam Hagan, very impressive last time out. Jake Mulford's got the potential to pop out and win, and on his day, so has Nathan Ablett. But
Big race this.
Leon does love the outside gate and outside line, so if he can get off the start like he did in his last one.
No pressure, Leon. Win this meeting and I win 20 quid. But yeah, start marshal then walks away. The riders look at the magnets. And it's Ablett that has the lead at the moment. Flinty's going really, really wide there. Flinty's ended up at the back. Now the rider in blue, Sam Hagan, he takes the lead over Nathan Ablett. And Flint now comes around the outside of Ablett as well. So we're going to have a good race here now between Hagan and Flint at the front, I do believe. As Flinty looks really, really fast there out front. The rider in white, Jake Mulford, trailing at the back there. But a really, really good ride this at the moment from Sam Hagan. Fair play to him. But Flint is closing in on Hagan at the minute, and he's going to use all his expertise of the Glasgow trackers. Obviously, he rides here in the championship week in, week out. We've got one lap left to go. Then can Flinty do anything on Flint on Hagan here? It's not looking like it at the moment. As we come round the final two bends, he's closer, but no cigar for Flinty. So his unbeaten run goes, and a very impressive ride there from Sam Hagan.
Would have been very interesting if Leon would have gone down there, because that was a very argy-bargy first turn.
It was.
Heat 12,
But
it was a win for the rider in blue, Sam Hagan. Second in yellow, Leon Flint. And third in red, Nathan Ablett. And that brings us on to some more tractor racing. So, Palmer, do you want to bring Mr. Allen in for a quick chat?
which one are we bringing in, Alan or Callum?
Who's got to come in? Is it Al or Cal? It's Callum's turn, isn't it?
We'll bring Callum in anyway, because he just talks sense, doesn't he?
I mean, I wouldn't say I talk sense, but I'll try my best.
You talk more sense than Alan, you speak English.
Fair enough.
So, enjoying the meeting so far, Mr. Cal?
Yeah, it's still been some top racing. I was actually really surprised with Layla Richardson making the gate that he made. Sadly, he ends up going backwards afterwards. But I did have a little bit of with him being a former Redcar Club there was a soft spot inside me that was really wanting him to edge on and get something, but sadly it wasn't to be. Quite well, I'm not surprised, but I'm was quite impressed with Sam Hagan there, obviously beating who people would have had down as the odds-on comfortable favourite. So like, after that bad first rise, Hagan's really stepped up to the mark now, and I don't think Bowser would have been too thrilled with Joe Thompson's move on him either in Heat 9.
And as in that last block of heats there, we've just seen two unbeaten runs just go like that. And yeah, it's a very, very interesting one at the moment. But we'll just go down the standings as they're up on the screen. Leon Flint and Vinnie Ford joint top at the moment on 8 points each. If that carries on, them two will go straight through to the final. Ashton Bowden and Sam Hagan joint third on 7 points apiece. Joe Thompson on 6, Geordie Scott on 5. That makes you top 6. And Luke Colleen 5, Jake Mulford 4, Dan Thompson 4, but Dan's obviously withdrawn, and I can't remember what the other ones were, and the standings have gone off the screen. As Adam Roynan now on the telly box having a chat with Freddie Odder, who probably be disappointed with his meeting so far.
Yeah, he was. I think he was unfortunate in Heat 3. He came up against two relatively strong reserves from the championship in Mulford and Howison. Obviously, he's in the championship himself. He's not one of the stronger reserves. He's earned his opportunity, but but yeah, he struggled in that one. Obviously, mechanical gremlins failed him in the second race. He'll be quite happy though with that third ride, and hopefully that's something that'll spur him on, and he'll have another couple of good rides and go up the table. He might not quite reach the semis, but it's he's still got a few years left to win this anyway. So it's just be more of trying to prove a point to show that he can on his day be better than the lads that are here, and he'll want to win it in the next few years.
Oh, yeah, 100%. You know, he's part of a big crop here, obviously in the championship with some good upcoming riders. You know, like you've got Ben Trigger yourself and Jake Mulford at Redcar. We've got Luke and Nathan at Scunny, and you know there are a good crop of young British riders coming up through the routes, and it's good to see them scoring decent in the championship.
Yeah, definitely. I think it has helped benefit these riders by weakening the league a little bit this year, because it's meant that rather than riders trying to get 5 point men and trying to use the numbers game to their advantage, they're actually having to have a look at what of the pool of young British prospects and give them that step up that they deserve, and want to clutch with both hands to allow them to step up and then become future champions like Ty Wuffenden. And I mean, I support, and obviously look at like people like Scott Nichols and Chris Harris, who on the day of being up there in the world as well and being able to compete and take advice from them will definitely benefit them for the future.
Yeah, man, 100%. Set them up for that future as well. So it's, you know, I mean, for all we know, we could be looking at the next British world champion in this meeting.
Uh, yeah, I think there is definitely some riders in this field that can. I mean, obviously, I know they'd all love to be world champion, and they're quite well could if they keep stepping up. I mean, you just have to look at Bowden, how much he's achieved in such a short space of time. He never really did Speedway until about 18 months ago, when he made the move away from motocross to with us, and he's obviously competing well in the Premiership. He's flying in the Championship, and barring that race there, he was definitely someone that was not going to be stopped.
Yeah, no, I can't disagree with that. You know, he's been very impressive, not just tonight, but all season as well. So, you know, long may that continue for Ashton. Hello?
I don't know what happened there.
I'm gonna put that down to an audio issue, and we'll blame it on Alan.
Yeah, that sounds fair.
But yeah, as we mentioned earlier, we've got a watch along on Wednesday, Pool Pirates versus Redcar, and Callum's agreed to take my job of commentating. So, Callum, are you looking forward to that?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be something new for me. Obviously, I watched and quite enjoyed your stream, and obviously coming on here today, I'm obviously listening to you do your thing. So to go from a sort of an analyst role to actually being on the commentary, it's going to be new. It's going to be interesting. But I'm looking forward to it.
Sweet, that's what we like to hear. And you know, you never know if everything goes well and that, you know, there's every chance that you could come back and do a bit more commentating in the future, should you choose to do such a thing.
Yeah, I'll tell you how I feel on Wednesday night after I've done it for the first time. But yeah, if things do go well, then there's definitely no reason to say that I'd never do it again. But it'll be a lot of fun, I'm sure. Dylan will obviously keep me on the right track as well when he's with me.
And as we can see on screen, Ace Piper's got a lot of Glasgow management lookalike people around him. But yeah, up next, big race this heat number 13. Ashton Bowden and Leon Flint out in this one. We chuck Freddie Hodder and Ace Piper in just for good measure.
Yeah, and I mean, after that race with Freddie Hodder, we might have given him a bit of confidence to be able to try and prove a point and get mix himself in with Flint and Belgian, and might end up surprising someone. The pressure is definitely off him now. He's just got to enjoy himself and see what else he can get from it.
100%. Just have a quick look on the YouTube, see if we've got some more comments. Hello to all one person watching. Dylan's not dead.
Let's just remember, it's a Sunday and the sun's out everywhere apart from Glasgow.
Yeah, you know how it is. The young lady there on track showing a sign that says Heat 13, so thanks for pointing out, young lady, where we are in the meeting.
Good for people like Alan who can't count. Heat 13 going off the inside gate in red, Leon Flint. Gate 2 in blue, Freddie Hodder. Gate 3 in white is Ace Piper. And off the outside gate in yellow, Ashton Bowden.
This is the race that we've been looking forward to since before the last one.
And Ace Piper, although he's not quite got the points on the board that he'd like, you know, if he can get out the start, he's more than capable of causing the two riders you'd expect to be there or thereabouts some problems, and Freddie Hodder the same.
100%, you know, all of these guys on their day can win races. But yeah, you got to expect the big battle here is going to be Flinty versus the Chicken Goujon.
And they're both on the favoured gates, inside and outside.
That they are. So the start marshal just having the word with Bowden to come into position. Bowden saying no. The start marshal walks away anyway. Then the tapes rise. It's a great start there from Flinty off the inside. Now what can Bowden do as he goes around the outside? Ace Piper though looking to come into second place. So currently it's a Glasgow 5-1. As it is Flinty that has the lead. Bowden, no. Try to get round the outside of Flinty there as he got round the outside of Piper. It's not quite worked out, so it's Flinty that has the lead then with Ashton Bowden there in second place. Flinty just riding a really good defensive line here to keep Bowden at bay. As they're going to the third lap now, I believe it is. Flinty extending his lead over Ashton at the moment. And he's just riding the right lines. He's got that back wheel just in the dirt. He's got this all but settled. Whoa! How he did! Oh my Jesus! That was very fortunate to stay on the bike there. Never mind, retain the lead, which he's done. He has a quick look back to see where Ashton Bowden is. And Bowden's not really in a position to be able to take the race win off Leon Flint. And that was, you will not find a more stylish, more heart in your mouth race win in your time watching Speedway. That was that was something. I think Leon might need a new pair of underpants after that one.
I think Leon got a bit too comfortable with the track on that third and fourth turn for the third time. It was just a little reminder. E13, it was a win for the rider in red, Leon Flint. Second in yellow, Ashton Bowden. And third in white, Ace Piper.
Yeah, you watch this start again. Flinty dropped the clutch right at the right time. He was gated, and that was All Alan's mum wrote, even though he had some really good and really hard challenges with Bowden, there was no getting past Leon in this race, even when he nearly did do a pirouette round the outside of Ben 4.
And Freddie Hodder was that slow off the start. I think he was coming from Berry.
Probably was.
Ashton looked like he had the speed in the first couple of laps, but Leon rode a smart line, and then Leon just got his wheel on the edge of that dirt, and he was gone.
100%, you can't disagree with that. And another thing about Leon, I don't think he's well liked at Redcar now, because I know this is totally irrelevant to this meeting, but I watched the Redcar rewind and
I thought he was gone there.
Everybody did. That was how he stayed on. Never
And
mind
kept the
retaining the
lead,
race
yeah.
win. Number 17 in white, so that's Matt Parker coming in here for Dan Thompson.
So the lineup for heat number 14, going off the inside gate in red, Ben Trigger, gate 2 in blue, Nathan Ablett, gate 3 in white, Mark Parker, and off the outside in yellow, Luke Harrison.
It's just like Heat 2 at Scunny again, just on a different track that's not Scunny.
And swap out Jake Mulford for Mark Parker.
Both about the same sort of ability. Sorry, Cal. No, Ben Sugar's not had the best of nights, but he was very impressive the other night at Scunthorpe, and I believe he did all right at Redcar last night. And Matt Parker's been on the pace. Don't forget he scored that point earlier. The tapes rise then, away we go. It's a decent start for Ben Trigger, actually, as it was, but Ablett goes around the outside, and it's Ablett that has the lead. Now Trigger back up the inside there of Ablett. This is going to be a good race, this, I believe, between Ablett and Trigger. So Ablett looks to come back up the inside there of Trigger. Has he done it? Not quite. He's ever so close on between these two, and Harrison's starting to join in the party now as well. But Ablett looks to come up the inside of Trigger again. It's not quite worked. Trigger just holding the right lines here at the moment. So as we go into the third lap around this Glasgow track of heat number 14 of the under-21 final.
And when you've had a drink.
Trigger goes wide, but this race looks pretty settled now. It's barring any form of mechanical failure or something very, very drastic happening over the next however big the back straight and third and fourth bends is. Ben Trigger's going to pick up his first race win of the afternoon here. And Ablett looks a little bit more settled there in second, and Luke come third, and justice for Mark Parker there.
And you've got to think a fully fit Nathan Ablett would have probably had enough about him to get out onto that wider line. He's obviously riding with an injury, and he's being a little bit more conservative, riding a bit smarter.
Yeah, he's just playing it safe, and I can't fault him for playing it safe tonight. I think he's got another crack at this next year. Callum might be able to clarify that for me a little bit later on. But yeah, if you're riding injured, you just want to get this one just done and out of the way, don't you?
Yeah, that's it. The result of E14, it was a win for the rider in red, Ben Trigger. Second in blue, Nathan Ablett, and third in yellow, Luke Harrison. So it's Redcar 3 and Scunny 3.
up the Scorpions. But don't forget, while we're on the subject of Scorpions, buy your G-layers, your Ruddies, your softball jackets and your T-shirts, because I get some commission from that. Thanks.
Shameless. Heat 15, the lineup going off the inside gate in red, Luke Killeen. Gate 2 in blue, Steam Piper. Gate 3 in white, Jake Mulford. And off the outside in yellow, Mickey Simpson. Obviously, Mickey's a really nice fella, just not having the afternoon that he'd have liked today. Hopefully he can get amongst the scorers here so he doesn't go home with no points.
Hopefully, but Mickey's just been unlucky, to be fair. And as you say, he's a real nice guy. I think we've both got a lot of time for Mickey, and hopefully he can come away with a point. The start marshal, he or she walks away from the tapes at the minute as they ride. I don't think they went up evenly there, to be honest. But it is the rider in red. That is Luke Colleen, then that currently has the lead with the rider in white, Jake Mulford there in second. Mickey Simpson looks like he's going to get his first points of the meeting so far as he's in third, as he's currently leading his Scunthorpe Stags teammate Sting Piper, who's trailing a little bit towards the rear of the field. But now, can Mulford put any more pressure on Luke Colleen and make a move and make his tally a point higher than what it would be if he just stays there in the second position? But it's a good ride here, though, to be fair, from Luke Colleen out in front. He's looking like he's got a point to prove this afternoon, and he's almost definitely going to make it into the semi-final stage if he stays out in front like he is doing here at the moment. Jake Mulford's riding a steady race now there in the second position. Can't really tell you who's third and last because the camera angles here are currently on the first two.
I think Steen's got through.
Steen's got through, and Mickey's going to have another pointless ride. And
I think Mickey may have retired. He lifted on the fourth turn of the third lap.
Poor Mickey. It's been a tough day for the young lad, hasn't it?
So the result of number 15, it was a win for the rider in red, second win on the bounce Luke Killeen, second in white Jake Mulford, and third in blue Steen Piper. Mickey Simpson, I think, retired in the end from that one. He got some violent lift whilst in third on the fourth bend of lap 3.
Yeah, 100%.
And when it's just one of those days, it's one of those days.
Yeah, 100%. Take nothing away from Luke Colleen there. He gated, and he rode the perfect race there as well in that one.
Jake Mulford will look back at this and think it's a case of what could have been. No race wins, and I think it's fair to say he was up there as a favourite coming into this as well. Obviously, former rising star in the Premiership with Bellevue last year, so.
Some may say he's arguably very unfortunate not to be a rising star this year, to be honest. Because who did he do a guest booking for the other day?
Sheffield.
Was it Sheffield? I can't remember.
Yeah.
But anyway, Heat 6.
Guested for Jilksy.
That's the one.
Heat 16. Do you want to read this lineup, Palmer?
Go on then.
Go on, we'll let you.
So, off the inside gate in the red helmet colour will be Vinnie Ford. Off gate 2 in blue will be Joseph Thompson. Off gate 3 in white will be Samuel Hagan. And, well, Geordie Scott's off the outside and he's wearing the yellow helmet. This could be a very interesting race, this.
And before this meeting, you'd have probably put Joe Thompson as favourite for this, but the way Vinnie Ford's gone in this meeting, and Sam Hagan as well.
And don't forget, Geordie Scott's had a race win here as well today.
Very interesting race, this.
Could be a big battle. The start marshal walks away. We'll soon find out how big this battle is. And it's Sam Hagan that currently makes the gate and has the lead, but Joe Thompson comes up the inside, but Hagan round the outside. Hagan has the lead then. Joe Thompson in second, and it is Vinnie Ford just about in third, being pressured by Geordie Scott at the moment. So Sam Hagan, he's away and gone, but the guys in second, third and fourth, he could put a blanket over all four of them. And now, can Vinnie Ford get past Joe Thompson? Not quite, as Geordie Scott now looks to come round the outside of them all. It's not quite worked out. But Sam Hagan's away and gone, and I don't think that's really a surprise to anybody. But the big battle is really between Joe Thompson and Vinnie Ford, as it looks like Geordie Scott's tailed off at the back. We've got one lap left to go. Joe Thompson, he's there in second, but he's not quite settled. Vinnie Ford, he's got a lion all over his tail. But barring mechanical failures, this one belongs to Samuel Hagan, and Joe Thompson just gets a second. Oh, pardon me.
Oh dear.
That's the Pepsi Max talking.
The result of heat number 16 was a win for the rider in white, Sam Hagan, second in blue, Joe Thompson, and third in red, Vinnie Ford. In a
And-
second, we'll have the updated scores after 4 rides apiece. If you want to read those out, Palmer,
I'll certainly do my best.
making you work double time here tonight.
It's a Sunday, day of rest, do you not know?
Not for us. And the racing has tailed off a little bit now. It's not quite as good as it was in the middle of the meeting.
Yeah, it's not as good as it was in the opening heat, but it's still been some good racing. So a quick reminder to anyone that is still with us watching, we are back with a watch along on Wednesday evening. The Pool Pirates versus the Red Bears. Standings are up, so I'm going to read through them really, really quickly. Leon Flint, 11. Sam Hagan, 10. Bowden and Ford, 9 each. Colleen and Joe Thompson, 8 each. Ben Trigger, 6. Mulford, 6. Jody Scott, 5. Nathan Ablett, 5. Dan Thompson, 4, but is withdrawn. Luke Harrison, 4. Ace Piper, 4. Freddie Order, 3. Steen Piper, 3. Mark Parker, 1. And Mickey Simpson hasn't scored, and neither has Layland Richardson. Nailed it.
What a fella.
I need a break. Still,
Do you
I'll
want
give
me
you the
to-
pleasure of
yeah,
I'll
I'll
give you
speak
the
to
pleasure of talking to Al.
Alan,
Hello.
Ford's on the meeting, mush.
Great racing so far. Gotta say, my heart was in my mouth when Leon Flint and that third and fourth bend and lap 3. My God, I thought he was coming off. Oh, my heart was in my mouth for that one. But yeah, no, some great racing. He didn't keep his maximum hopes up, but yeah, not too bad at all. Can't lie.
Would you agree with me and Palmer that the racing's probably just tailed off a little bit in the last few and it's become a little bit more, spread out? It was really good in the early stages, maybe just tailed off a little bit.
Yeah, no, 100%. I'd agree with that. It's tailed off a little bit. I don't know. Maybe as the race match goes on, there'll be some more good racing. But I think that certainly that last 4, it just seemed kind of comfortable, not too much passing. But I do think it'll get better towards the rear end of the meeting, hopefully.
And Leon being spoken to on the stream, obviously we can't hear that because we're on mute, but a positive signs for you as a Glasgow fan for Leon and Ace Piper as well, maybe not got the points, but certainly there or thereabouts.
100%. Yeah, both Leon's having a cracking meeting. If he can just keep up the form in this meeting, he'll be hot favourite to win it, hopefully. Ace Piper, yeah, he's not had a great meeting, but shown what he can do, but just needs to use his knowledge of the track and maybe when he's getting past, not try and put this in a polite way, but not scare himself and try and keep himself in front and not let too many people pass. But yeah, positive signs from both of them. Just think definitely some improvement for Ace needed, and if Leon can continue the way he's going, it'll be one to watch. Oh,
There we
that looks
held on
nasty.
to that.
I mean, I'm impressed he held on, gotta say.
That's
Never seen a
Bartosz
rider doing that
Marsnik
before.
style. Leon
Even he's
having a
thinking,
laugh
oh,
there.
how did I hold on to that?
Yeah. So we've watched 4 races for each rider now. Have you got an idea who you think will win? And is it the same as obviously I assume you want Leon to win, being a Glasgow rider, but who do you think would win if you were to put your money on it now?
Yeah, I was going to say Leon, but I'm actually thinking Sam Hagan. Sam Hagan's had a really good meeting. I think between Hagan or even Bowes, as Palmer likes to call him, was it Chicken Goujon? Mr. Goujon might win the meeting, but I still think Flint will win it, but discount Hagan or Goujon. I think between the 3 of them, it's going to be a close battle for the finish.
And we'll bring Alan back in a few heats time between the final qualifying race and the semi-final picks. Carl, are you with us? No,
I
Carl.
certainly am. How are we
Callum's
doing?
alive. Carl, what have you thought of the meeting? Being as Palmer's gone for 5 minutes, we'll have a quick chinwag with you as well.
Ah, fair enough. Not to be fair, I do agree it has started to tail off a little bit. But I think they've obviously it's been quite sunny over there, so they probably had to overwater the track maybe a little bit to stop it from being a dust bowl. But I think like the racing's still been good. It's been entertaining. I think I think it is now starting to become a bit of a three-horse race between Belgian, Hagen, and Flint. So it'll be an interesting final to say the least between them three to see how it goes. And I mean, one of them might not even be in because one of them will have to go through the semi and they could end up messing up.
And if you were one of those three and you expect all three of them to be in the final, would you rather go through the semi and get another race on the track and try a specific gate, or would you rather secure that final spot as the straight through and not have to do the semi final?
It is a strange one because I think naturally you just want to be able to be straight in the final because you want to make sure you want to be getting as many of them points because it's a nice little psychological advantage in terms of you've went through this 20 heats and you've proven that you are better than these guys. But equally, if you do get into the semis, as you say, you get that extra race, and then you're going to go into the final, and you know exactly what the track's going to be like, and then you've also got the opportunity to pick your third gate, so you know between the two gates left which one's the better one, and I mean they might even leave that spot for you, and you'll be able to take advantage again. So I think you'd want to make the final. You'd want to make the final straight away just to secure it 100%. But as long as you don't have any mechanical gremlins, the semi-final isn't necessarily a bad place to go.
And same question for you to finish up on. If you were to put your money on now, who would you be putting your money on to become the new under-21 champion?
Um, I think, to be fair, I think after Heat 12, I think Hagen might have got a bit of a psychological advantage on Flint, but equally Flint will want to prove a point. So I do still, I still think it's going to be Flint, but I don't think you'd expect as much of a challenge as he had today.
Thank you very much, Cal. We'll bring you back in at some point. Palmer, are you back with us?
Just about, Bush, just about.
You've timed that perfectly again. You've just stopped Alan from getting to call a race.
That's Leyland Richardson there in the blue helmet. So, Heat 17 coming up. As you've done a lot of talking there, Cal, I'll run through the lineup for you because I'm a nice man. Off the inside gate, then in red, that's Ashton Goujon. Off blue is Leyland Richardson. White is Geordie Scott. And Jake Mulford is the rider in yellow off the outside. The start marshal walks away. The tapes do eventually rise. Bowdre with the start of the century there, as he's the one that has the lead then, as it is going into the back straight, and he's out in front, and he could pop off for a Macca's, and he'd probably still win this. You get the feeling it's going to be one of them races. The guy in second is his Oxford teammate, actually, Geordie Scott. Well, he's not actually a teammate because Bowdre don't ride for the Chargers anymore. But yeah, Geordie Scott's there in the second position, and Jake Mulford though putting a little bit of pressure on Geordie Scott there in third. Unfortunately, Leyland Richardson tailed off towards the rear of the field at the moment. But Ashton Bowdre is practically in another postcode. He's got one more lap of the Glasgow circuit left to go, and he's out and away and gone. And barring mechanical failure, he's going to go and win this one with quite some ease, with Geordie Scott there in second and Jake Mulford in third.
So the result of heat number 16, Ashton Bowden was the winner in red, second in white Jody Scott, and third in yellow Jake Mulford. Ashton Berrigan, you would expect, will continue on the meeting with 12 points.
Yeah, you'd expect him to be in the semi-final at the bare minimum. Obviously, dependent on how Leon Flint and Sam Hagan get in their next race.
We've got two riders whose meeting is over. Jake Mulford finishes on 7 points, and Jody Scott also finishes on 7 points.
Yes, they do.
The interesting looking Heat 18 here. Ben Trigger won last time out. Vinnie Ford's been very good all afternoon, and Luke Killeen couple of wins. So not Leon Flint off gate 3 is not going to have it all his own way.
Luke Killeen could prove to be a real spoiler in this one. He's obviously had 2 back-to-back race wins, and he's proven to be all right.
And that fall off in that one when he was beaten by Mark Parker seems to have woke him up a little bit.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, it kind of like didn't help that he come off. But if there's a chance of getting a point, you do what you do to get it, don't you?
So the line for Heat 18, going off the inside gate in red, is Vinnie Ford. Gate 2 in blue, Ben Trigger. Gate 3 in white, Leon Flint. And off the outside in yellow, Luke Killeen. How will Leon respond to being beaten by Sam Hagan last time out as well? He'd have obviously wanted to keep the maximum alive. That's now no longer possible. Is it just about going out and winning this race and finishing the meeting as the highest scorer?
To be fair, I think, in a mindset like this, someone like Leon, it'll just be scoring enough points to get himself through to at least the semis. Obviously with someone that's got money on him, I would say it'd probably better if he went through the semis to then get through to the final. But we'll soon see what happens then as the tapes rise on. Heat number 18. Flint is there and gated beautifully. It must be said, and he's already in another postcode, and it's a big battle between the other 3 as it is Vinnie Ford then in the red helmet there in second place, being pushed all the way by Luke Killeen, who I thought was going to be a big spoiler for this one, and Ben Trigger just exists at the back. But great ride out in front from Leon Flint. As we say, he's in another postcode, but it does look like Luke Killeen could be challenging for the second position here. Vinnie Ford's second place at the moment is not safe. Ben Trigger's 4th place probably is, to be fair to him, but 1 lap left to go then. Flinty, he's just doing what he's done all afternoon. He's rode a flawless race, and barring any form of mechanical failure, he's going to win this one quite comfortably, but it's still ever so close for second. Ford gets there just.
So the result of Heat 18, it was a win for the rider in white, Leon Flint. Second in red, Vinnie Ford, and third in yellow, Luke Killeen. Hard racing between Killeen and Ford there, but there seemed to be a respect for it after the race. They acknowledged each other and no words. It got very, very tight.
Hard but fair, wasn't it? Good entertainment.
And this is probably where you see the experience of Leon being a Premiership rider against 3 Championship / National League riders. He was completely gone by the first turn.
Yeah, 100%. As soon as that first lap was gone, he was in another postcode. But yeah, we've been treated to some decent racing this afternoon, and got another 4 races left to go.
Feels strange doing 22 races rather than 15. We'd have been packed up and sunbathing if this was a league meeting.
Well, the sun's gone from Scunny now. We'd be wind bathing if we was over here.
Oh, now we've still got the sun. So,
Okay.
the lineup for the penultimate qualifying race is as follows. Steam Piper goes off the inside gate in red, Freddie Hodder gate 2 in blue, Nathan Ablett gate 3 in white, and Joe Thompson off the outside in yellow. You've got to fancy Joe Thompson in this one.
You'd expect so. But as we know, this is motorcycle speedway, and as the saying goes, anything can happen.
And it usually does.
Yes. So Freddie Hodder there, just doing a little bit of the old gardening business.
Track's held up really well on the starts as well, hasn't it? Like you wouldn't tell that there's already been 18 races across those starts.
No, and fair play to the Glasgow track staff. They've prepared this track beautifully for this meeting tonight, and we are reaping the rewards. And it does hurt to give Glasgow this credit with us working with Alan. But the riders then understarted as well as the start man walks away, and that was a bit of a dodgy start there, but it's Ablett that has this lead then at the moment off gate number 3. Now, could Joe Thompson do anything on Nathan Ablett, or will Nathan Ablett pull away from Thompson? But it's quite close with Freddie Hodder there in the third position, putting a bit of pressure on Joe Thompson as well. But as we go into lap 2, Ablett has the lead with Joe Thompson there in second. And Thompson is putting Ablett under a little bit of pressure here. Now, can Ablett hold on to get this race win and give us something Gunny fans to be happy about, or will Joe prove to us why we shouldn't have sacked him last year? We'll soon find out, as it's very close now on the third and fourth bends. Ablett put under immense pressure. He's got 1 lap left to go. 1 lap left for Nathan. Then can he do this and finish with a race win and finish on a high tonight, or will Joe Thompson snatch it on the last corner? And it is a win for Ablett. Joe Thompson second and Freddie Hodder in third.
So the result of heat number 19, it was a win for the rider in white, Nathan Ablett, second in yellow, Joe Thompson, and third in blue, Freddie Hodder. Smart ride there from Ablett. Didn't have the speed of Joe, but just put his bike in the right place and made it impossible for Joe to get any way around.
Yeah, a real good ride from Nath there, and fair play to Joe for putting under a lot of pressure. And I hope, obviously he's not going to make the semis now, but that sort of gives Nathan a bit of a confidence boost ahead of Wednesday. And the statistics for gate number 1 is it has got 42.10526% of the points tonight, if you're a maths person.
And the final qualifying race of the meeting now at the tapes, and the lineup is Mickey Simpson aiming to score his first points in the meeting to avoid going home empty-handed. Goes off the inside gate in red, Ace Piper gate 2 in blue, Luke Harrison gate 3 in white, and the odds-on favourite for this one off the outside in yellow, Sam Hagen.
If Sam Hagen doesn't win this race, then at some point this week I will eat a salad. Yeah, this is no disrespect to Luke Ace and Mickey, but Sam shouldn't have an easier race tonight.
It's a simple case of if Sam Hagen wins this, he joins Leon Flint in the semi-final. If Sam Hagen finishes second, it goes off to a count back, I think, between Hagen and Bowden of who beat who.
In basic terms, if Sam Hagen wins this, I don't have to eat a salad.
Basically, yeah.
At the start, Marshall, then he's walked away, the tapes has risen, and as expected, Sam Hagen's made the greatest gate of his life. Well, it might not be the greatest one, but you know. He's out there in front. Ace Piper currently in the second position, and it looks a big battle at the back between Mickey Simpson and Luke Harrison for third. Sam Hagen's pulling away now from Ace Piper in second. Luke Harrison's pulling away from Mickey in third, and it's been a not the best of trips for Mickey up in Scotland this afternoon. But Sam Hagen saving me from eating a salad at the moment, barring any form of mechanical issues. I think we all virtually kind of expected this from Sam Hagen. He's going to join Leon Flint right in the final with 1 lap left to go then of this race. A bit strung out this one now, to be honest. But Sam Hagen, flawless right there out in front, and takes a win with Ace in second and Luke in third.
So the result of heat number 20 was a win for the rider in yellow, Sam Hagen, second in blue, Ace Piper, and third in white, Luke Harrison.
And Mickey Simpson at the back. Poor Mickey. Yo, standings then after heat 20. Leon Flint 14 and Sam Hagen 13. They go straight through to the final. In the semi-final will be contested by Ashton Bowden, Vinnie Ford, Joe Thompson and Luke Colleen, who finished on 12, 11, 10 and 9 respectively. Then Alblit finished 7th on 8, Jody Scott 7, Jake Mulford 7, Ben Trigger 6, Ace Piper 6, Luke Harrison 5, Freddie Otter 4, Dan Thompson 4, Steam Piper 3, Matt Parker 1, Mickey Simpson failed to score, Leyland Richardson failed to score.
And I think whilst we wait for them to do the gate picks, we'll take a quick minute or two just to catch our breath before the running.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. So just awaiting the semi-final and final gate picks. Joined by Callum Steele on the old Shinwag. Cal, enjoyed the meeting tonight so far?
Yeah, it's been good fun up to now. Good to obviously see the future of British Speedway going hammer and tong at everyone, and it's produced some really good racing and some riders try putting their necks on the line for it.
And so this is almost a controversial question for you, but obviously, we hear all the time, British Speedway don't have a future, future's dead, this, that, and the other. Does tonight sort of just prove to them sort of people that British Speedway does have a future, and if given the right opportunities, we could be producing GP riders for years to come?
Yeah, I completely agree with that. I think this meeting tonight has just shown the talent that we have available to us, and it's obviously you obviously have just like all. I think I do controversially think it's just older people who try to live in the good old days, which unfortunately aren't with us now. However, the talent that we have here in the modern day do show just how good the British riders does show how good the British riders truly are for the years to come.
Yeah, 100%, and have you had like a standout rider tonight for like people to potentially keep their eye on for the future?
I mean, I think your obvious ones would be Belgian, like with how successful he has been in such a short period of time. Obviously, Sam Hagen and Leon Flint as well. Hagen obviously coming from a nice pedigree of Speedway family. So he'll obviously have quite a few people in the background to get ideas off and to become successful. Leon Flint, obviously, be obviously with Freddie Lindgren just about to come in, and obviously working with Petter and currently facing the top under 21s in the World Championships. But I don't like to be obvious, so I'm going to go for someone different, someone who up to this season I wouldn't have really said, but he seems to have really stepped up the mark, and that would obviously be Vinnie Ford, who's took this opportunity with both hands and proven himself against a strong a strong lineup of championship standard riders. I think when I've counted it, there's out of the 16, there's 12 of them, which doesn't include him in there, and he's managed to prove himself and give himself a semi-final spot, and he'll obviously be a wake-up call to some championship clubs to kind of show he's available and in the market, and he wants to be the one that steps up.
Cannot disagree with you there one bit, Cal. And yeah, so it looks like now we're about to do the gate picks for the semi-final, and Ashton Bowden, to no surprise, picks the red gate off gate one. So Bowden will be riding off gate one in the red helmet colour in the semi-final. Next up is Vincent Joseph Ford, or Vinnie Joe Ford as is known to everybody else. And he picks gate 2. So Vinnie Ford will go off gate 2. Next pick, I believe, is Joe Thompson.
And if he doesn't go for gate 4, Dan will eat a salad.
No.
I think he'll actually go for gate 3.
So Joe just says some words into the microphone at the stadium, saying he wishes Alan was there to support him tonight.
Cal's right.
And Joe's gone for gate 3.
Nom nom, Palmer. You enjoy that salad.
Me, I've got to go to the shop and buy one now. You don't know I've already done my food shop for the week. And Luke Killeen manages to nab the outside gate and for the semi-final.
I don't think he'll be too unhappy with that outside gate, to be honest.
He don't look too happy. He don't look too sad about it either, to be honest.
And
He looks like Rob Godfrey on a good day.
with Callum having to shoot off to work shortly, we'll use this opportunity to thank him for his time today, and he'll be with us on Wednesday.
Yeah,
It's been a pleasure, boys.
Massive thanks to Cal for joining us tonight, and massive thanks to him for covering me on Wednesday. I will still be here and doing the screen share for the boys, but yeah, my team kind of takes a little bit of priority that night.
Thanks a lot, guys. It's been a pleasure as always. I'll look forward to Wednesday. Look forward to Wednesday night, and it'll be hopefully it'll be a good meeting and it'll be a nice away win. But obviously it's Poole Highway, so you don't know. So it'll definitely be another tough meeting for us, I think.
Only time will tell. Berwick did really well there last week, so. But yeah, we'll see. But no, massive thanks to Cal again for coming on, and he'll be back with us on Wednesday evening as we cover the Poole Pirates versus the Regalia Bears.
Well, we've still got a minute or two. Should we bring Alan in for one final time today?
Alan!
Oh, man!
I thought he was
Oh,
dead.
he's not
then.
dead. So, just on screen then at the minute, we've got the lineup for the semi-final. As explained, Bowge in red, Ford blue, Thompson white, Colleen in yellow. And Luke Colleen's hair looks like Alan's before he has a shave.
So, Al, you've been to Ashfield a couple of times this year. How's this meeting lived up to meetings that you've saw there?
This is the best meeting that has been there so far. I can't lie. The Glasgow meetings, don't get me wrong, were good, but this had some real good action in it. And yeah, it's proven what the young British Speedway riders that are still up and coming have got to show for themselves. So yeah, it's been a cracking meeting.
Seeing Vinnie Ford is in the semi-final now. If you were the Glasgow management, would you be looking at that, or would you be sticking with the two reserves that you've got? You know, could he potentially have forced himself into some thoughts, or does one meeting not make a season?
I think the management will be looking closely at Vinnie Ford and looking how, I feel bad saying this, but how Ace has got on and maybe potential swap those two and take Ace out and let Vinnie have a go in the championship, considering he's got himself into the semi. But knowing that management, they're more likely to stick with Ace, knowing they can work on him. But it'll be interesting to see what happens over the next few days. Even if he makes the final, that could really get him in position, but we shall wait and see.
And just a quick one, you've just seen the lineup for the semi-final. Which two are going to be joining Leon Flint and Sam Hagan in the final?
Hard to say, but I'm gonna back Luke Colleen, and just because he's an outsider, let's go Vinnie Ford. I fancy Vinnie to be the spoiler and jump into the final over. Can't remember who the other two are, but over the other two.
Ashton and Joe.
Yeah, Ashton and Joe. I think he'll nick it over Ashton and Joe, I'm afraid.
Well, again, like Callum, Alan will be back with us on Wednesday as a backup, and he'll be with us on Thursday in some capacity as well. So, Alan, very much thank you for taking the time to join us today, and
No problem.
we'll see you on Wednesday.
Yep, see you on Wednesday. Cheers, Dan!
Bye, Al.
I hate those Leicester Kevlars.
Not a fan, Bush.
I really hate those Leicester Kevlars.
Yeah, they're not the best, like, are they?
Just awaiting the final now. Adam Roynan sticking a microphone in Vinnie Ford's face, because who needs to prepare?
Exactly. So Ashton Gujon puts his goggles on.
You're not letting that one go, are you?
Absolutely not. If Kelvin Tatum can do it on national TV, I can do it on YouTube. Probably better.
Riders just lining up for the semi-final. A reminder, only 2 riders advance out to this to join Leon Flint and Sam Hagen in the final. After this race there will be another few minutes pause whilst the finalists pick their gates. Yeah, it's interesting to see that Vinny not putting a helmet colour on there. You know, blue front to the helmet, but I'd be inclined to say that's more silver than blue, that helmet.
Certainly shiny, isn't it?
Is that Ablett there with Vinny?
Yes, it is.
It's good to see Ablett just come through this meeting unscathed as well after a tricky couple of crashes recently.
Yeah, 100%. Hopefully now he can have a couple of days rest and his injuries can heal up a bit better, and we can go out on Wednesday and score a couple of points at Oxford. Vinny's dad's got a lot of tattoos.
Vinny looks like a really approachable fella as well, doesn't he? He's Neil Thatcher wanted Ablett, so Ablett's ran off.
Understandable.
It's yeah, Vinny seems like a really nice fella, Ablett, and just having a chat with him there, and Vinny just having a chat, and that's what you like to see. 2 minutes has gone on for heat.
Vinny's been made to put an helmet colour on,
even though there was no problem with it earlier on.
obviously. And just getting some last minute encouragement from Adam Roynan there as well.
And I think promoters of the championship will take notice now. You've got a rider like Vinny Ford. I know it's only one meeting, but I think he's having a generally good season for the Leicester Cubs as well. So, he's definitely put himself into some thoughts, I'd imagine, after today.
Yeah, 100%. And I think you'll be able to see some news of him in the championship in the upcoming days.
And that's not a spoiler. That's just a Dan Palmer prediction.
Just a Dan Palmer prediction, that.
So the lineup for the semi-final, going off the inside gate in red, chosen by himself, Ashton Bowden. Gate 2 in blue, Vinny Ford. Gate 3 in white, Joe Thompson. And off the outside in yellow, Luke Killeen.
That it is. Is it just me, or every individual meeting you watch, like GPs and that included, you just get just some like little butterflies and that in the stomach at this time of the meeting?
Yeah. I can't imagine how the riders feel.
They just probably think it's another race. But the tapes rise then on the semi-final. It's an even start, but it's Joe Thompson and Ashton Bowden that currently have the lead at the moment. Thompson has the lead, and Bowden up the inside of Thompson. As it stands, these two will go through to the final. But Vinny Ford up the inside of Joe Thompson now. What can Ford do? No, Thompson's still in the second position. Now Luke Killeen wants to join the party as he goes really, really wide there. But it's going to be Ashton Bowden and Joe Thompson at the moment that join Sam Hagen and Leon Flint in the grand final in about 2 laps time. Now Luke Killeen has moved himself up into the third position from Vinny Ford. Ashton Bowden, though, he's got this one in the bag, barring any form of mechanical failure, and we're going to be in for one hell of a final with 1 lap left to go then of this semi-final, and this is how it's going to stay. Bowden's going to win this one. He's got this one in the bag. He's in another postcode at the moment, and it's going to be Joe Thompson there in the second position, and Luke Killeen in third, and Vinny Ford there. Disappointed with his ride there, but he can be happy with his night overall with 11 points.
And like you say there's no disgrace in Vinny Ford there going out at the semi-final stage. He advanced over 10 other riders to be there.
100%. It's been a very good night for him tonight.
So the result of the semi-final, the winner of the heat and joining Leon Flint and Sam Hagen is Ashton Bowden. Second also in that final, Joe Thompson. third in yellow, Luke Killeen, and Vinnie Ford at the back in blue. And now there'll be a couple of minutes delay whilst the picks for the final are made. Leon Flint will get the first pick, and you've got to imagine he'll do what Ashton did and pick the inside gate.
Yeah, he's either got to go inside or outside, isn't he? You know, I'd expect him to go off the inside though.
It's the age-old narrative, and you don't offer up the inside gate if you don't have to.
Exactly.
And Leon, a rider that's not afraid to go around the outside, but at this late stage, maybe not quite as much out there as there was.
No, although like the outside, as proved in the semi-final, you know, it worked for Ashton. He just got his wheel in the dirt coming around the bends, and that was that, really, wasn't it? So, yeah. The only thing at the minute on my mind is in 5 minutes, am I going to be 20 quid richer?
Oh yeah, we're gonna get a Dan Palmer celebration. This is in no way because he's supporting anyone in particular. It's because he's got Leon Flint in the sweepstake.
Oh, if Leon Flynn wins it, it's a fix, I'm telling you. I can't take 2 sweepstake wins on the trot, can I? So just awaiting the riders to come out, do the gate pick for the final of the under-21 championship, which gives me a little last bit of time to hop onto YouTube and see if anyone's giving us some more comments.
Handshakes between Leon and Sam Hagen there. Ashton Bergen now joining in the party, just waiting for Joe Thompson.
Vicky's already changed and walking his toolbox back to the van.
And this is the irony of Speedway, you know, opposition. And it looks like they're going to be picking. Yeah, they're picking up cones. Leon Flint goes off the inside gate.
Leah's gone for red.
Sam
Hagen's
blue.
gone.
Belgian white, and that leaves Joe off yellow. As I don't think there's any surprises there.
I'm more nervous now than I was yesterday watching my own team. Don't put money on Speedway, folks. You get very nervous watching meetings. But yeah, this should be a cracking final, this.
So the full gate picks for the final. Leon Flint
So,
chose gate 1.
Yep.
In red. Sam Hagen gate 2 blue. Ashton Bergen gate 3 white, and Joe Thompson was given gate 4 in yellow. Interestingly, all 4 riders in this final have Premiership experience.
They do. And I'm very pleased to see that British Speedway is encouraging underage drinking.
So come on, Palmer, on the fence, who's winning this?
My heart says Flinty and my head says Hagen.
So which one are you
You?
going for?
Heart over head all the time, Flinty. My wallet says Flinty as well.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same as you. My heart says Flinty with him being a brummie. My head says Hagen because he's looked absolutely unstoppable when he's got to the front.
But, you know, it's for any 4 of these guys can win it. You wouldn't begrudge any 4 of these the title tonight, would you? So
They've all raced hard for it, and, you know, almost maybe more deserving if one of the boys on the outside 2 gates having come through the semi-final. But, you know,
100%.
everybody in this final is a nice enough fella to speak to. And, yeah, you won't begrudge any of them taking the crown.
no, 100%. And, yeah. I believe that's Martin Dugard as well, next to Sam Hagen. That is it not?
No idea. Possibly.
fair enough. At least you're honest.
Not a clue. Is that Gary Flint on the spanners for Leon?
Given that that's his dad, I'd be very surprised if he wasn't.
I hate those bike covers.
They're horrible, aren't they?
Yeah, I could just about forgive the fork covers, but the bike covers are disgusting.
That was disgusting as a club.
2 minutes are on for the final. Sam Hagen will be the first one down to the tapes. Somebody's van doors are open with multiple sets of Oxford Kevlars chilling in there. And Oxford are almost taking over British Speedway now with clubs in all 3 leagues.
Oxford are taking over, shoot some shale. Never mind British Speedway.
We're just following in the footsteps of British Speedway. Oxford Speedway, innit?
But no, fair play to them though, because they make it work, and they get decent crowds.
And a few years
Even
ago there was no Oxford, and now look at them.
with more Oxford than anybody else.
Yeah. I can't imagine the nerves of these boys at the tapes. Like you say, you always get the little bit of butterflies, don't you, before the final?
I think the best way for Flinty to take this is it's just like a Heat 15 in a league match. Although that probably puts more pressure because in this sort of scenario that he's in, he hasn't got any teammates to let down. It would just be himself if he didn't win it. But is this Leon's last crack at the under-21s?
I think it's his last chance. He did win it in 22?
I want to say yeah. We'll say yeah.
He won it then. So this will be his second under-21 title. But yeah, I think it's his
Didn't he win it at Birmingham?
Yeah, he did, yeah.
So the start marshal then, for one last time tonight, bringing riders into tapes. I'm going to try and watch this while my eyes have been covered by a programme board.
Start marshals moving Ashton out over slightly, walks away.
So, the tapes rise and away we go. Sam Hagen's made a great gate there off gate 2. Now, what can Leon Flint do up the inside? Flint currently has the lead then, but it is Sam Hagen now that goes round the outside. So, Hagen has the lead. Bowden clips the fence there, and oh my Jesus, that's very, very close, that. But it's very close between the front 3. Sam Hagen has the lead then. It is now Ashton Bowden in the second position. Now, what can Leon Flint do? Flinty wants this under-21 title, with this being potentially his last chance at it. Sam Hagen's away and gone now. This under-21 title is his, and he is fully deserved. This is a good battle now. Flinty there in the second position. But great ride from Sam Hagen there at front. But Flinty's looking to come round the outside of Hagen. He's got one lap to do it. Can Flinty make himself the under-21 champion of Great Britain, or will Sam Hagen do it? It's got one lap left, one bend, left to go. But the under-21 champion is going to be Sam Hagen, and well deserved.
Palmer's
a well-deserved victory there.
Now. He's just lost 20 quid.
Now I've gained a tenner out of it, so I can't complain.
I thought that was ending in tears for Ashton at one point.
I thought he was coming off there.
Flinty took maybe a lap too long to get around Ashton, and that gave Hagen the chance to pull away, but thoroughly deserved that. Made the gate, cleared off, came under pressure from Leon. Acknowledgement between the two of them.
Yeah, that's what we like about this sport though as well, innit? So the traditional bumps.
Please don't drop him, he needs to ride tomorrow.
And Justin Sedgman there as well with Sam Hagen.
So the result of the British Under-21 final, it was a win for the rider in blue, Sam Hagen. Second in red, Leon Flint, and third in white, Ashton Bergen.
In fairness, right, Peachy got Sam Hagen in the sweepstakes. I can't begrudge him 20 quid.
And it's like you said, you know, we both had our heart on Leon, but our head on Hagen. And after a third place first time out, he was unbeaten.
Yeah, 100%. And, you know, as we said, fully deserved it. And that was close, that wasn't it?
Ashton's going to need some new underpants. Leon definitely had the speed there, and it's the old narrative, and it one more lap.
Yeah, 100%. You know, we say it near enough every meeting. One more lap and he'd have done it, but
and you know, Sam Hagen will have the opportunity to come back and defend it as well, because he's got another, you know, a few years in this competition.
we've got another couple of cracks at it, hasn't he? So yeah, no, fair play to Sam for a break all night. Fair play to all 18 riders, because that, you know, that was a really good meeting. So yeah, should we wrap things up?
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, massive shout out to Cal and Alan for joining us tonight for this meeting. Massive thanks to you as well, Dill, for being really good. And yeah, so we will be back on Wednesday with Pool versus Redcar. Until then, enjoy your week. I hope you have a nice Sunday tea, and